It's now time for the Game of the Week, a service of Cgame.live. Cgame.live.
Before we get to all the play-by-play action, it's time for the pregame show, brought to you by Northwest Athletics Apparel. They have everything you need to look and feel your best on game day at affordable prices, providing athletes and teams with excellent products and customer service. From uniform gloves to hats, Northwest Athletics Apparel can fill your needs. For more information, go to nwaa.biz on the internet or email them at nwaaapparel@gmail.com or search Northwest Athletics Apparel on Facebook. Northwest Athletics Apparel is a proud sponsor of tonight's game on Cgame.live.
Hey, here we are for another season of Cgame.live. In the last year, we followed the Puyallup Nation Kings. They unfortunately folded, and so we're back and going at large. We're doing games of the week here. Tonight, we got a great game. We got the South Sound Nighthawks taking on the Washington Cavaliers. The Nighthawks are an interesting team. They have a number of players that played for the nation, the Kings, and big offensive tackle, Chance Dollarite, and also Isaiah Siff, one of the great punt returners, kick returners from last year, and our favorite coach of all time, Coach Tutu, the head coach for the where am I? Where are we? The Nation Kings. There we go. You got to forgive me. I just ran up into the booth here. So you notice that we're missing something. You may have noticed there's a voice missing here. Unfortunately, the voice of Cgame.live, Ray Lana, and is under the weather a little bit. He's not able to make this broadcast. And by under the weather, what I mean is he's working. He's one of those guys that has responsibilities and has to take care of his family first. So anyway, we're certainly hoping that Ray will get over this issue and come to work, tell his boss to go to Hades, and get back in the booth because we really miss him. However, since he's not here, I guess that means that I'm just going to have to talk a little more. And well, no, actually, now that you mention that, yeah, okay, that'll work.
Well,
for
how's
me.
that? How's that if I just step in here and help you out a little bit there? Hi, everybody. I'm Chip Pregame, the owner of Cgame.live, and we're happy to be bringing this here to you tonight. It's the South Sound Nighthawks against the Washington Cavaliers, and it's all courtesy of one of our biggest sponsors here tonight, and that is that's Northwest Apparel, our athletic apparel. Okay, Northwest Athletics Apparel. And we'd like to thank them very much for sponsoring tonight's game right here on Cgame.live.
There we go. That is one heck of an intro.
And we're gonna miss Ray tonight. So, who doesn't want to come in and play? Play here.
That's what I was saying.
With us here tonight. So, Ray, we miss you, and we hope you were here. But we're gonna have a lot of fun here tonight. Now, you mentioned that we have the Kings. They folded last year, as we know, and but there's a lot of players. They've been scattered around the WWFA, which stands for the Western Washington Football Association and Alliance, or what have you. But Alliance. Yes. And so, where did it go? What do you know so far here, Randall?
As far as where did the Kings go?
Yeah, the
into
players of the
oblivion.
Kings.
Oh, the players now, of course, they went different places. In fact, there's a new pro league starting up, a spring pro league, and that's up in Tulalip. They're the Washington Templars. A number of players went up there, and also a bunch of players are playing for the Wenatchee Rams. And that's a good.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's a good little trip over the hills to join them. But what we have out here, we got a couple of guys, as I mentioned before. Chance Dollarite, the big offensive tackle, great big guy. He's playing now for the Nighthawks, and then a couple other players are out there. One of the interesting transfers over here was the head coach. Tutu is how everybody knew him. One of the great coaches in
Aloha.
Omaha?
Aloha
Tutu, yes. There we go. I knew where they were going there. He won 3 championships with the Kings and also 2 national championships. And then the Kings folded, and they went their own way. Didn't necessarily fold, but they disbanded. And so he came over, Tutu came over, and now he is now playing for this team tonight, the Nighthawks. And he was, at one point, he was the defensive coordinator. And I want to catch this guy. He was a great coach. One of the most amazing records of all time as far as in the amateur leagues, the youth or semi-pro leagues. He came on. Unfortunately, he had a lot of requirements as far as his job and everything goes. And so he stepped down, and now he's an assistant defensive coach. But they got a lot of good coaches over here on the Nighthawks side, the South Nighthawks. These guys, I think these guys may be positioned to fill the void for the Kings. The Kings had such a fantastic run in this league. In fact, some people, the Kings were so successful that there were people that said it wasn't good for the league because they won so much. In fact, they divided the league into 3 separate divisions, and now there's 15 teams. That's a lot of teams for an amateur situation such as Northwest Football Association. Now they got 3 divisions. The winners will go to the playoffs. The top teams in each division goes to the playoffs. And I think the Nighthawks, just in watching them, I think they have a good chance of maybe taking the place of, or not taking the place, but filling in the void as the Nation Kings went ahead and folded up their operation there.
Well, I think that the Nighthawks, you take a look at the record here recently, they've won 3 of their last 4 games. And I can't remember who they lost to last week, but they're pretty hot here. And as far as the Cavaliers are concerned, we still have to learn something about them as well here at CGame.live. So we're going to keep our eyes and ears open here tonight to make sure that, they could be doing pretty well here today as well. So we'll see.
Well, that's going to be the interesting thing too, because in the past I've watched the Cavaliers over the years. In fact, a few years ago they went up against the Renton Ravens. The Ravens is one of the top teams in this league for years, and that was one heck of a game. So in the past they have been one of the classes of the league, as they say. Once again, we're here, and you'll see as we get down on the field, but they don't have a whole lot of people here. This is the case where the Nighthawks have much greater numbers of people, so I'm not really sure exactly what to expect as far as the competition level, whether they're going to match up. But again, as I said in the past, I followed the Cavaliers for quite a while, and they've put together some really good teams, some very competitive games. And of course, that's what we hope for here. Getting back to the Nighthawks, one of the guys from the old Kings is Chance Dollarite, the huge offensive tackle, 6'9", 300, and it's just too much. It's unbelievable. He kind of got overlooked a little bit, I think, last year when he was with the Kings. And how do you overlook someone that's 6'9" and 350 pounds? But they had so much talent there on the Kings that they didn't really need another offensive lineman to go out there. So he played, and he did a good job. But that's one guy that I'm really looking forward to taking a look at this evening. And his number is 77, so that'll be something to watch. And we're getting ready. The captains are out there on the field. Now, what we have this roster for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, and I think we'll get to that in just a moment here. I just want to also mention that the instant replay tonight is being brought to our viewers from our sponsor, Northwest Athletics Apparel, providing quality and affordable team uniforms for youth as well as adults. So you're in luck there, Randall. We'll get back to it. They're going to be doing the national anthem here shortly, and we'll get to the first part of the game here and some of the stats, our players.
That sounds great to me.
Okay.
But you know what?
What if I told you it only takes 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2. What if I told you?
You have the power. The power.
The power
In just 2 minutes.
to save a life.
Save a life.
To save a life.
Are you in?
Are you in? Honey, we all have one thing in common.
One thing in common.
We're all the same.
We all have the power to save a life and improve up to 50 lives.
Every day, 123,000 people
Are waiting for a life-saving transplant.
Every day.
Every 10 minutes,
Someone's added to the waiting list.
Did you know that every major religion in the U.S. supports organ, eye, and tissue donations?
Cerca del 62% de los que están en la lista de espera son de diferentes nacionalidades y culturas.
Sign up to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor today.
and be sure to share your decision with your loved ones.
You don't need them when you're gone.
But others do.
You have the power to donate life.
Are you in?
Have you registered? Stop and go to donatelife.net and see how easy it is.
The first half of tonight's live play-by-play coverage starts now.
Okay, here we are. We're getting ready for kickoff. I'm getting excited about this. It's been a long time before without any football, and what a beautiful, beautiful day for football. We'll see who is back to receive. You know, this is our first game here, and we don't actually have a breakdown. I have the roster for the Nighthawks, but we don't actually have a breakdown of positions at this time. As we go along, we will fill you in on that, I'm quite sure. One of the things that we're going to do here is we have the roster for the Washington Cavaliers. That's the team in red across the field from us. Unfortunately, they only have names. They don't actually have numbers, which I kind of think that's the point of a roster, but that's neither here nor there. So what we're going to do is I am going to read the names. And then when I see a player, when I see a name that looks like a running back, then I'll say that's who it is that has the ball. Or if I see a name that looks like an offensive lineman, then I'll say that's who it has. Now, if you are a Washington Cavalier fan, and I know there are a lot of you out there, and we're excited for your season, but forgive me if I give the wrong names because, as I said, we don't have numbers or positions, but we got some great names. I tell you what, these sound like football players, so I think we'll be able to handle this situation. Here we go on the left of the screen is the Washington Cavaliers getting ready to kick off. And obviously to the right, we have the Nighthawks. Deep to receive is number 1, Isaiah Siff, one of our guys from the Kings. This is a man that came over there and is now making some big plays. We remember last year. Oh, man, he just gave some excitement on his returns. Next to him is number 10, and that would be Isaiah Siff. He's an amazing man because that dude is so fast that number 10 is Isaiah Siff, and number 1 is Isaiah Siff. You see 2 of them out there, that's the same guy, and that's how fast he is. I don't know who number 10 is, but that's what they have his number is. Okay, Isaiah Siff is going to receive the ball no matter what, unless it's a short kickoff. Picked up about the 30-yard line, and it goes out of bounds. That's going to be a penalty. We're going to start off the first series of the first game. We're going to start off in just great field position. As I say, we haven't watched any of these teams. We haven't watched the team. However, talked to the head coach before the game. He was telling me that they're going to have a spread offense, which is pretty much what we expect these days. They look like they got some pretty good size over there on the Cavaliers side. Okay, let me look at a name here and see, because number 73, now that looks like one heck of a football player, so let me see if I see a name that looks like that. Robert Horton Williams. I don't know if that's his name, but I like that name for a defensive tackle. In there, okay, they're coming up to the line. First game of the season. You might notice I'm a little hoarse. I've been sick for a little while, so I'm going to have to take a couple of drinks of water here every once in a while in between plays. And maybe during plays. Yeah, here we go. All right, a little bit of a delay there. And again, I would love to read out the names of the Washington Cavaliers, but we don't have the numbers. Let's see what we got. We got a wide receiver out here, Isaiah Siff. Again, that dude's all over the field. As I say on the Nighthawks roster, is number 1 is Isaiah Siff. Now, I know Isaiah Siff has a brother out there. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I missed it completely. I don't have my glasses on. I apologize. Number 10 is Isaac Siff. Isaac, there we go. Suddenly, everything makes sense in the universe again. I was a little worried there for a second. Okay, out of the shotgun. He's got shotgun pistol formation. Man set up close. Snap. Hands it off inside. Breaks off to the right. Cuts up field. Gets a nice gain on the first run of the year. 6 yards. It'll put it up about the 51 to 51. There's no such yard line. Put it up about the 49-yard. Just short of midfield, according to the official. Tackle on that play was by Mike Nora. Of course, I don't know if that's true. We don't have the numbers, but we're going to give people credit anyway. Splitting wide for the... Who do we got there? Okay, out of the shotgun again. Quarterback number 11 is R.J. Mallory, marks out the snaps. Here it comes. He waits. Quick pitch to the right. He cuts outside, turns up. There's a hole. He sees the seam, accelerates into the backfield, and that looks like it should be enough for a first down. That's Coy C.J. Winrow with the ball there. And tackle on that play was by Robert Montgomery. All right, so first down. Okay, opening series of the year. That's a good way to start it off. Here we go. Split to the top. Number 18, that would be Andre Evans. We got 3 wide, 2 to the bottom. Got a full backfield out of the shotgun. Pistol set here. Checking out the defense. There's a snap inside counter, but all kinds of flag. I didn't see what happened, but it's pretty obvious because there's plenty of laundry out on the field. So all kinds of guys saw. Let's watch the replay. Okay, well, that works for me. You know what? Now, the rules have changed, and in the old days, if a defender lined up in the neutral zone, as it's called, it's actually the width of the ball. They would just let the play go until the ball is snapped, then throw the flag. However, now the encroachment rules have changed, and quite possibly that's why they stopped the play before it was run, even though no one jumped. It was that you line up in there, hey, let's stop it, give them the penalty. So it's 1st and 5, just over our own 40-yard line. Motion to the right. We got doubles. Okay, number 33 made a quick inside move. That was DeVare Proctor. He was open there for a little bit, but now that'll bring up 2nd and 5. We got 13:27 the time left in the first half. First quarter. Holy moly, let's try this again. 13:27 to go in the first quarter of the first game of the season for us. We got 3 wides, 2 to the bottom towards us, 1 to the top. Pistol set with a back set short, so you got good blocking up here. Even though you're coming out of the shotgun, got a running back up forward to block. Flare out, he's looking to him over the middle, wide open. Picks it up, turns upfield. He's got a man downfield to block for him. Didn't get a real good block there, but that was one nice play. They're on a opening series drive down to the 30-yard line, and they are looking good here. Number 33, that is DeVare Proctor once again. Second time we called his name. That's always a good sign of a good player because he gets called early on. You call him his name early, and you call it often. So here we go. First down on about the 20-yard line. Same formation. We got 3 wide receivers, 2 to the bottom, 1 at the top of the screen. Box it off. Turns inside, hands off, hits upfield, good acceleration, ball's on the ground. However, I believe he may have been down by contact. Number 8, the ball carrier, that's Mark Clark. He agrees with me. Now let's see if the officials agree also. Cut inside, pretty good lead block by the fullback. Holy mackerel. I'm going to watch that guy. That's number 34, LaCorvius Benning Dillon. Wow. That was a nice lead block on the fullback. You always like that. Now, this formation, or this set that they have, they're doing the shotgun. They have the shotgun with a pistol. That's a running back behind the quarterback. That's pretty deep into the backfield. But they have set up next to the quarterback a running back, big guy, number 34, LaCorvicus Benning Dillon. And that gives you a lot of blocking ability. This is a nice hybrid formation. Gives you the ability to run out of a shotgun formation. And for that last play, at number 34, really laid a block out there. All right, we got trips again, 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top. Inside hand off to 34. Kits inside, breaks it out, turns it up, falls in behind his blocker. That was a good wide receiver blocking out there. That was number 18, Andre Evans. Let's watch that again. Watch this wide receiver throw a great block, and then watch 34 cut in behind him there to the top of your screen. Cuts right in behind the 18 block. There you go. That's called a pancake. You don't often say that when you're talking about a wide receiver blocking, but that's what that was. That was sweet. If we had time, could we see that again just to watch that wide receiver? You don't see that often. There he is, top of the screen. Hits the guy, knocks him into the ground. Now that's what you want to see from your wide receiver when you're trying to run the ball out of the shotgun. That and one great, big, tough guy inside. All right, number 10, number 9 are the running backs. Coy Winrow, Isaac Siff. I got to get that right. Here we go. Stand formation, just two receivers, one top, one to the bottom. Handoff inside, cuts off the corner. Oh, he had some running room there for a second, but now he's down. Yes, there we go. He was in. That's a touchdown. That's a nice quick run. He knew where he had to go. And that's what you enjoy about a good running back. He gets the ball. He knows where he's got to go, and he just gets into the end zone, which, of course, I guess is the whole name of the game there, isn't it? So we take on the opening drive of this game. The Nighthawks take a quick 6-0 lead. The kicker is Miha Iron. And boot is good. All right, so they take the opening kickoff, drive it all the way down the field for a touchdown. That is certainly how you want to do it. That's pretty much obvious. But it actually is a big deal when you are able to take the opening drive and go all the way down the field. That does a lot for your offense. That does a lot for the team that received the kickoff. That also can be a little dispiriting for the defense. Now, of course, good teams are able to come back. A good team, in this case, a defense that gets scored on, is able to come back. I'll tell you one thing that's kind of interesting here, though. When you're going for the kickoff return for the Cavaliers, which they're about to do here is return the kick, no one left. A lot of them did not leave the field, and that will end up wearing you out as the game goes on. But early on, let's see what the Cavaliers do. This is going to be an interesting series of plays right here. Not really sure what offense they run. I was not able to get time to talk to their coach. Deep is number 11 and number 3. So who are we going to sign? You want to look at the names and just tell me? Okay. I think Michael Richmond and Tyrone Silman. I think those are the guys that are deep. Kicking off from the 35-yard line. Somewhat interesting formation for the kickoff return. You see a line of 4 up deep, and then the 2 are just way deep. Kind of a squib kick there, maybe to keep them from getting a quick run back. Swarm into the ball. Here we go. That's how you like to cover the kicks. So here we go. We'll see what's gonna happen with the Cavaliers. Their first series of the day. Oh, we got a penalty. We'll see what's happening there. All right. Hey, you know what? I tell you what. Tonight's game on cgame.live is brought to you by Northwest Athletics Apparel, where they believe strongly in the Northwest Athletic Association. And the advantage is quality. I tell you what, this is the thing about Northwest Athletics Apparel. They have quality, service, and affordable team gear. All right, so the penalty is against... I don't see who they are. Okay, it's against the Cavaliers. Moving the ball on back. Luckily, it was on the kickoff, so they're not going to have to gain 15 or 20 or 25 yards for the first down. They will set the post right there, the line to gain, which is a football talk for 10 yards. Line to gain will be 10 yards from at the end of the march off on the penalty. So here we go. What kind of offense? I'm going to take a look at this. Wow, old school going out of the I formation. I already like them a little better right now. 2 wideouts, fullback, tailback. Here we go. Handoff inside. ISO right up into the middle. There you go. Old school football. That's what they call in the old days. Chip, you know what they used to call that? 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And that's kind of what you got there. Well, 4 yards. Of course, we have these artificial turfs, or these days it's called field turf. Actually, field turf is a little different than the old AstroTurf. But lead blocker in there, hits it inside, gets a good gain on the first play of the game. Second down, about 5 yards. They're going to be on about the 12-yard line. Cavaliers break the huddle. Come out once again, old-time formation, I formation. Under center, number 80. 2 wideouts, 1 to the top, 1 to the bottom. They get set. Quarterback is motioning to his receiver to the right, to the bottom of our screen. He's under center. Here's the snap. Handoff inside. Fake handoff. Sets back. He throws it over the middle. Guy's open. Interception. There's got to be a flag. And, in fact, there is. I maybe jumped on that a little too soon. I can't say there has to be. It's just often when you see a receiver sprawling like that before the ball gets there, there often is an indication of pass interference. I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to have. I don't think they're going to call the Washington Cavalier player for tripping the defender. So they're going to gather there. That should be a first down for the Cavaliers. Well, so far, I tell you what, they've come out with some spirit, hitting the ball up inside, gain a first down on this, even if it was a penalty. However, the guy was open. And I always like that when you have an I formation team. You're going to run it hard. They had a couple plays right inside. Then you come out. That does open up the passing game. They have the two wideouts. They have one to the right and one to the left of the line. That would be the top and the bottom of the screen. All right, here we go. First down, let's set the chains and get after them. 10-13 to go in the first quarter. Ball is there on the 27-yard line. Out of the shotgun this time, split backs. Two receivers once again, one to the top, one to the bottom, comes up, gives some instructions to the line, steps back, showing blitz there on the defense. He backs out. Here they come, sending four, but good move by the quarterback. Was able to avoid the blitz. Excuse me, it wasn't a blitz. It was just a four-man rush. The guy was in there so quick it almost looked like a blitz. That's certainly something that they're going to have to take a look at. As far as the Cavaliers, that is one of the shortcomings of being a power running team. I formation, lead back all the time, is sometimes you don't spend as much time working on the pass blocking. The advantage, of course, is that defenses going against a I formation team typically won't tee up and go off after the pass. Now, of course, because when now going against the Nighthawks, since we're out of the shotgun, the defenders, the Cavaliers, can really tee it up and get off on pass rush. Here we go, shotgun again, split backs, two receivers, one to each side. He's back, both backs flare out of the backfield. Guy's open over the top, he's got some room, it's there, he's on his way past the 40. That was a sweet play right there. That was a nice play. He gained a step. Once again, that's one of the things, is one of the advantages of the passing game out of a power I formation, such as what the Cavaliers are running, is that people are not expecting the passing plays as much, and also you have to put more defenders close to the line of scrimmage to stop the run. That puts your receivers into more of a, not necessarily man-to-man, but certainly you have to require your defense to cover the receivers a little closer, because you have more people up towards the line of scrimmage defensively to stop a power running game. So let's see what comes out. This has been pretty good. Start off with power, come out of the shotgun. Again, we got two wide receivers, one to the top, one down here. Kind of a pistol set. The far back is back a little bit. Lets him get outside a little quick, showing blitz, backed out. Everybody's picked up. He's got time inside. What is that? Oh, man. Too bad. Little bit between the receivers. Had two receivers right there in the same place, same area. And the ball was a little behind the receiver, number 17. Again, we don't know their names, but number 17, I think that's Max Claxton. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10, ball on the 40. Wait a minute, the 36-yard line, 8:34 to go in the first quarter. Kind of interesting. We've seen two completely different approaches to offensive football so far in this drive. Started up with I formation, good old style football. 3 yards and a cloud of ground up tires, because we're on the field turf here. Okay, shotgun again. Wide receivers the same, one to the top, one to the bottom. Two running backs in the backfield. Snap the ball inside. Fake. Throws it on the outside. He's got a window. Oh, no. Pretty well covered on that. The receiver made a quick move inside with smart adjustment to the ball. Unfortunately, was not able to get all the way back inside. Pass just a little bit to the inside. Looked like the receiver may have had a step there, but it was pretty well covered. All right, here we go. 3rd down, 3rd and 10, and they're rolling the clock. So we've seen quite a bit of a variation of offense here on the Cavaliers. But the thing is, you see them, they start off and they're running the ball inside, fullback leading the way. And then they end up complete switch of pace, and now they're out throwing the ball, airing it out. It's interesting that they're not worried. They're not worried about their quarterback putting it up. They've had a couple of nice plays so far, actually. Hey, here we go. Same old thing, 2 wides, one to the top, one down here. The quarterback is in the shotgun, flanked by his running backs. Calling out the signals. Here it comes. Rolling to the left. Set. It's going deep. Oh, man. For a second, boy, that looked good. I thought maybe something was going to happen there, but that was really good coverage back there by the Nighthawk defensive back. That's number 1. I'm not going to make a mistake of this one again. That's Isaiah Sif, good old friend of ours from the Ravens, from the Puyallup Nation Kings last year. Doing some good defensive back work back there. Also a great punt returner, kickoff returner. Helping him back there is number 29. That's Robert Sharps. Got some good coverage. Here we go. 4th down, going forward early in the game. They're in the position where you don't really lose that much. A punt won't gain you that much. Quick snap, fake it, turns it up, heading upfield. The quarterback is running with it. That was one heck of an individual effort, I tell you that. Because I do not think that was a quarterback draw. I mean, that's a good call there because even if you get tackled short of the first down, you're still pretty deep in your opponent's territory. But that gave him a first down, hey, thus far. You know what? That's play of the game. Quarterback did a heck of a good job. Sure wish we knew who he was. Chip's pointing to the roster. Yeah, but there's no numbers. I'm just going to start. Okay, back to the old style. I formation. Handoff inside. Lead back. Oh, but there's a swarming defense of the Nighthawks. They're swarming in there like birds of prey. That was a good defensive rally to the ball. That was a nice tough run, though. Slamming it on in there. Gained 2.5 yards, and didn't have a whole lot of open space. All right, so that'll be second. We'll say 6.5, 7. Huh? Let the people hear. Oh, okay, I'm back on. There we go. All right. Out here on the defensive end for the Nighthawks is number 44, T.J. McFadden. He's been making some pretty good little moves here so far early in the game. As I say, it's the first time we've ever watched these players. Big guys in the middle. You got to like that when you're defensive line. I formation once again. 2 wides, one to the top, one down here. Fake it inside. He's looking over the middle. Wide open. Oh, man. And I think that we're going to get a first down on that. It looked to me, let's see what the official says. Looked to me with the flag when the quarterback's down on the ground after the ball's off. That typically is roughing the passer. That was a pretty good design play, too, because that receiver was wide open. Yeah, made a quick move in there. I think you're going to see that one again. Certainly if the coaches have someone upstairs in the booth, as they say. That by the coaches, I mean the Cavalier coaches, because that was a well-designed play. That guy was open. Although he was smart, he didn't catch the ball because that gives them a first down. So far in this game, there's been one offensive series for each team, and the first offensive series, as we saw, ended up with a touchdown, and here we are. These guys are marching down the field, helping out a little bit with penalties, but so far this has been one heck of a competitive game. Break the huddle, coming up the line of scrimmage. 5:02 to go in the first quarter. Down into striking distance. They can still get a first down on about the 2-yard line. Here we go. I formation. Tight end to the right. Head off inside. Lead blocked by the fullback. They're driving. That's some hard running. Let's see that again. All right, now watch this fullback lead block. This is just good time football. Maybe we got in there a little late. Can we see that from the beginning? There we go. Well, anyway, you got to like that kind of football here. Fullback is regular old I formation. Fullback leading up. Dips into the hit. That's one of the coaching concepts. Hit low, rock your hips through, pick the guy up, drive him off the ball. And that got him on 4 yards, and those are tough yards. Those yards down inside the 10-yard line, those are tough yards to get. That was a nice run. That was a nice play. Okay, over there on the left of the Nighthawks, that's number 27. That's Sua Tuani. He's been flying around there in the middle. We got number 91. That's Dre Abbott. He's been getting off the ball. I've been noticing him quite a bit. Okay, we got the officials timeout. Hey, you know what? Tonight's game on Game Live is brought to you by Northwest Athletics Apparel. Now, they believe strongly in the Northwest AA advantage. The advantage is quality customer service and affordable team gear for youth and adults alike. If you are contemplating your next uniform order, we'll tell you who to contact after this play. Shotgun again. Same old two wides. Tight to the left. See a guy, he's breaking open. He's got some room. Turn it upfield. Oh, that's the block in the black. That's what they're going to call. Good hustle by number 23 for the Cavaliers. Looked like he was in position. Let's see that again because we're wondering if the defender turned his back, but that's what they're going to call. We don't have that. Okay, hey, you know what? If you're contemplating another team uniform order, contact Northwest Apparel at NWA Apparel, APPAREL, at gmail.com. That's NWAAPPAREL at gmail.com.
I was just going to say that's Northwest Athletics Apparel. Northwest Athletics Apparel.
What did I say?
A big sponsor. Oh, Northwest Apparel. We got Athletics Apparel. Northwest Athletics Apparel. Can you say that 4 or 5 times?
Northwest Athletics Apparel. See, I'm pretty sure I said that at the beginning of the last. We broke this into 2. Yeah, there we go. All right, here we go. Shotgun again. Wides right and left. Sets back. Unleashes. He's got a guy. There's a window. Oh, right on the sideline. There was a window. Not a big window, but it was there. That was pretty much on the mark, too. A little bit out of bounds. But that was pretty good accuracy considering the duress he was under. Okay, so here we go. 3rd down. Moving it back a little bit. That's too bad. So I'm guessing they're going to have to go into the end zone because of 1st down, you have to get it inside the 1-yard line. So I'm looking here for one play into the end zone. That's important for the offensive line to protect the quarterback. It's going to take a little bit of time for the receivers to get downfield and get into the end zone. So here might be a good time for the defense to throw a blitz at them. Bring 2 backs in. See, that's a smart thing. So the Cavaliers have 2 backs, shotgun, 2 backs in. Adds to the protection. Now we motion 1 man out. Who's covering him? It looks like they got an open man over there. Oh, middle screen. What a great call. Cut right, cut left. Great call, but got back just barely to the original line of scrimmage. I tell you what, with the NWAA, that's Northwest Athletic Appeal, with their advantage on your side, hey man, everybody wins. It is a win-win situation when you team up with Northwest Athletic Apparel. That's NWAA. All right, here we go. 4th down, because I was wondering also, do they have a kicker? Not really sure of that. From this position that they're at, snapping the ball from about the 13-yard line, one would suggest that they don't have a real good kicker. So they're going to go for it on 4th down. Back motions to the left. You got doubles down there. There's only 1 man over there. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough time to get the ball off. And that's something else that I think possibly the Cavalier coaches, if they're watching this, they had a guy wide open. The defense of the Nighthawks did not rotate over to cover the motion man, so that might be something to look for going forward. So, with 1:23 to go in the 1st quarter, the Nighthawks 7, the Cavaliers 0. Now the Nighthawks take over the ball on downs, heading off just over their own 15.5-yard line. All right, here we go. You know what? I got a little secret for the Cavaliers. We'll wait till the next play for me to expound upon that. Out of the shotgun, one back, handoff inside, cross the formation. A couple of cuts, turns it on upfield. He's still on his feet driving. Offensive line there, number 59 for the Nighthawks, stayed on his block, was on it for quite a while. The running back cut here, cut there, kept driving upfield, and number 59 keeping on his block. The running back ended up coming in behind him. That's Dante Smith. Good job there. The the left tackle for the Nighthawks is number 72. That's Moke Brown. Now that's an offensive lineman. Okay, we got 4 wide receivers, 2 to the bottom, 2 to the top. One back in motion. The quarterback motions to the receiver down to the bottom, hands off inside, cut, but the whistle's blown. The play is blown dead by the whistle. That means it's got to be something on the offense. It usually is a performance. That's usually a motion penalty or an offsides. Well, you know something, when you look good, you play good. And that's why ordering from Northwest Athletic Apparel is so appealing. It's apparel that is appealing. They have everything, yes, everything, yeah, that you need to look and feel your very best on game day. And the great thing, Chip, you know what the great thing is? They're affordable. And I'll tell you some more after this next play. Here we go. We're in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers once again, 2 to the top, 2 to the bounce, to the bottom. Single back, showing blitz, bringing a lot of heat, and they break through it, and there you go, straight up the field. And that is one of the ways that you defeat a blitz. That's number 9, Coy, C.J. Winrow, and they were showing blitz, and by they I mean the Cavaliers showing blitz. And the offense was able to break it at the line of scrimmage, because where's the blitzer coming from? He's coming from the backfield, from the defensive backfield, linebacker, defensive back. You fill gaps. That's how you run a blitz. You fill gaps on the defensive line, the offensive line, defensive line. You fill a gap on the blitz. If the running back is able to break free, all of a sudden the person blitzing isn't back to help defend against the run, and that's it. That's a great way to stop a team from blitzing, because if you can break the blitz, if you can break the blitz as they come at you and break it through, then you got some yardage to run. You know, if you have a budding youth rec league team or an established organization, the creative folks at NWA Apparel, that's Northwest Athletic Apparel, have the uniforms for you. I mean, hey, just go to www.nwaa.biz or contact them with email at nwaaparel, APPAREL, @gmail.com. You go there, you'll find the gears and the uniforms that are perfect for your squad. Northwest Athletic Apparel is a proud sponsor of this week's game on, where are we? Cgame.live. All right, here we go. Discussion with the officials. They're setting it up, getting ready for the second quarter. So far, it's been a very competitive game. The Cavaliers were driven off the ball on the first series of the game, so with the Nighthawks driving all the way down the field, scoring. Came back. Cavaliers went down about as far as you can and without scoring. Turned the ball over, and now here we are right about midfield to start the second quarter. That is a lot of defensive play, where you only have a couple of series. Each team has one series in a whole quarter. Here we go. We're out of the shotgun. Single back, set to the left of the quarterback. Calls out the snaps. Fakes inside. He's got a guy on the right side. He's got a guy wide open on the right side. There he is! Oh, man. Number 18 is Lamar Williams Jr. There was undoubtedly a confusion there on the coverage, and in fact, we see two red uniformed people saying, hey, dude, what the heck happened on that play? And that's exactly what they were saying. That was a big gain. If he'd been able to catch it in stride, he'd still be running. Well, he wouldn't be running much further because there was only 15 more yards to the end zone, but he would be in the end zone. They break the huddle. Nighthawks come up to the line of scrimmage. We got 4 wides, 2 to the top, 2 down here. Single back out on the pistol behind the shotgun quarterback. Checking it out. Oh, he's telling something to his receivers to the left. Maybe he sees something. They look well covered, though. They got 3 men down here to the bottom of the screen in coverage. One guy walks off. He's open. He's open. Scrambles around. Sets. Looks back. Deep into the end zone. Right in the corner. That was one heck of a play. That receiver knew where the end zone line was. There you see that's the difference. Let's see that again if we could. That's one of the difference of the rules, although they play a lot of professional rules. As far as inbounds, it's only 1 foot. That receiver did a good job of finding the corner of the end zone, the side of the end zone, getting his foot inbounds.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Wow, that's a flashback. All right, here we go.
That flashback.
That was one heck of a play. That looks good. That's a good way to open up the second quarter. 14-11 to go, 13-0 Nighthawks. We'll add a little excitement there. Now, you know, if you pick the ball up and run, pick it up and run. If you pick up the run and run, there you go. If you pick it up and run, you just add excitement, of course, to the extra point. But also, this is the rule that if you pick up an extra point that has been blocked or fumbled, muffed actually is the term for that, you can run it all the way back, and you can get you get 2 points for that. That's a long ways. I always thought about that, though. Let's run 100 yards for 2 points. That's a long ways to go for it. But, you know, a lot of those quick guys, anything for a couple of points. All right, so we're getting ready for the kickoff. Hey, you know, are you looking to make waves on game day? Well, I'll tell you what, Northwest Athletics Apparel has everything that your youth or adult team might need to do just that with affordable uniforms. They got everything from team gloves, team hats, and shirts, and that's just to name a few of the things that they have. Before you take the field on game day, search Northwest Athletics Apparel on Facebook, and let them help you start your season off right. Northwest Athletics Apparel, a proud sponsor of this week's game, right here on Cgame.live. All right, teeing it up, ready to kick off for the Nighthawks. Deep to receive is number 23 and number 7. And I'm just going to randomly say their name is, oh, here we go, 17. Now, is that a live ball? So the way the kickoff returner was standing back down there, now the official didn't blow the whistle. Now in college, once the ball hits the end zone, it's an automatic touchback. Now in that case, the official doesn't call the whistle, doesn't call the ball dead and a touchback. You wonder if the defender had fallen on it, if it would have been a touchdown. I actually years ago played in a game where kicked off to our team. Our guy didn't cover the ball, and those days the college rules were different. Guy comes all the way down the field, the defender, falls on the ball, touchdown, no time off the clock. So they had scored, then kicked off, scored again, 14 points and no time off the clock. Okay, now the Cavaliers call timeout. You know, I noticed something here. Chip, you gave me this shirt. I really love the shirt. It says Cgame.live, but it's lost some of the luster. You know what I'm saying? It's a few years old. I've been washing it quite a bit. It's missing that it factor. Well, let me tell you something. You know what? I got an affordable thing to help you out with. You want a quality option in the uniform game? Northwest Athletics Apparel is not like your ordinary run-of-the-mill apparel company. No. They go beyond the call of duty to provide quality customer service and competitive pricing. Experience the comfort, fit, and stylings of Northwest Athletic Apparel yourself. Simply email them at nwapparel@gmail.com. That's nwapparel@gmail.com. Now, if you want, you can just contact them directly at www.nwaa.biz to get your hands on their latest 2018 uniform catalog. Game Live thanks our sponsor of tonight's game, Northwest Athletic Apparel. That is one quality organization, and we certainly are glad that they're on board with us. All right, here we go. 1st and 10, ball on the 25. Up under center is the quarterback. I formation lead off. And there seemed to be a mishandling of the snap, and it's been recovered by the Nighthawks, number 55, big stalwart there in the middle. Thomas Baskin. Look at that guy running off the field. That is one happy guy, number 55, Thomas Baskin. Let's see that if we can see that again. I don't know whether it was if it was a mess up on the snap, because I actually thought it was a fake when the quarterback came out. It looked like he was faking inside, going to come out to pass the ball, and then all of a sudden he turned around and started looking for the ball, which was errant and on the ground. And that often suggests that possibly the ball was knocked out of his hands by the running back going by. Okay, so here we go. Nighthawks with the ball. They're on the 24-yard line heading in. Got 4 wide receivers, kind of the standard formation, 2 to the top, 2 down here. Quarterback looking over the defense. He's ready to start calling the snaps. Got a running back in behind him, so he's showing blitz. He's offside. They're going to throw the flag on that. This is one of those things where on the defender, right, he can be in the neutral zone at the snap. They don't necessarily stop the play. The officials will not automatically stop the play if a defender is in the neutral zone, as it's called. But if he appears to be able to become unabated, then they stop the play. And that's a good play. So those of you that were Kings fans last year, we saw this horrendously cheap shot hit on our quarterback last year where the guy jumped off sides. No one was blocking him. He comes through, knocks our quarterback's helmet off, and the official let that go. The reason you don't let that go is because the quarterback can get hurt. That's why they stopped it right there, even though the defense doesn't necessarily stop the play for being offsides. In that case, he had too free of a shot. All right, here we go. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. A little shuffle over side. That was a sweet play. Oh, that's going to be nice. This is kind of interesting. The running back took a quick shuffle sideways to the left. That was to give time for a pulling lineman to come across. I didn't see who did that. Let's see, because I want to call out that lineman kick out. There was one big hole. He hit it hard, too. So there was a quick move to the sideways, shuffle sideways of the running back. Give the lineman enough time to get out. Boom! Opened a big hole, and that running back just slammed on through there for a nice gain. Here we are. We're down to about the 6-yard line, and it sure does seem like the Nighthawks are knocking on the. Doesn't seem they are knocking on the door. It seems that they are moving into position to take a commanding lead. Typical formation again. 4 outs, 2 to the top, 2 down here. Called off signal, sending blitz. That's picked up well. Guys over the middle. So that's one of the problems with sending blitz. The defense there, the Cavaliers sent a blitzer down up the middle, probably the linebacker. Well, you know what? I'm passing where the linebacker drops right there in the middle linebacker anyway. And that is where the receiver hit on that play. I didn't catch the ball, but that's something that coaches probably noticed. And that's one of the reasons, they always say, send pressure. You got to send pressure. Well, that's the problem. You send pressure, and he's got to be coming from somewhere. Didn't just spontaneously generate himself in the backfield. So he's got to be leaving an area. And that on that particular play, good call on the offensive coaches, because the receiver went into the area the blitzer vacated on the blitz. All right, here we go. Offset to the right. Receiver's flaring out, putting it up deep into the corner. He's going to let him jump for it, and that is a touchdown. And that's number 88 there. And that's something right there. You see that? Can we see that again? This is where your quarterback just has all kinds of faith in the receiver. Holy moly, gets up in the air, out jumps the receiver. That was one heck of a play. See, and you can just tell when the quarterback threw the ball, you could just tell how he threw it, that he had faith in the receiver, because he didn't put the ball, zip it into a spot. He put the ball up into the air with the idea that his guy was going to get the ball. And that's number 86, made one heck of a play on that ball. And again, reiterating what I just said, you can tell that the quarterback and the receiver, they have a lot of faith in each other, because he sat back there, put it up, let the receiver go get it. That's the mark of a good combination of a good working relationship between quarterback and receiver. Okay, 12:42 to go in the first half. And the Nighthawks have opened a pretty commanding lead there, 20-0. So I think that this would probably be the right time for the Cavaliers to step up and make a statement, keep this game close. One of the things is that 20-0, that seems like quite a lead, and it is a substantial lead there. But 21-0, 21 points, not 2-0, but 21 points is really how much of a lead you need before you can really feel safe. I mentioned earlier, right? There was a kickoff into the end zone. The person receiving the kick, he didn't really run over to it. If the defender had gotten on it, could have been a touchdown. There you go. You score there, score quick. A couple of quick scores, and that's the thing about football. The amazing thing about football, no matter whether it's a good defense or a bad defense, luck can always score. If you have a great defense and you're playing a team that's not maybe that powerful, they can still get lucky. So you gotta keep after them. You got to get over 21 points. That's just a rule of thumb. Here we go. Nighthawks kicking off. We have a couple of guys deep for the Cavaliers. It's number 3. The person that's going to catch it cuts to the middle. Number 24 shuffles up, puts his head down, gains some yards, covers up the ball. Hey, anytime you get over the 20-yard line, that's a good one. I kind of like that too. The running back, the receiver, the kick returner took the ball, cut across field, and then, hey, it's time to get some positive yards. Turns it on upside on the inside and gets some good yards. Starts off again. Anytime you get over the 20, that's a good return. Over down here, close to our sidelines on the defense is number 20. That's Sinoble Smith. Number 20's been around the ball. That's a ball hawking kind of player right there. And then all the way out here, we have number 23, Anthony Toomer. Cavaliers break the huddle, come up to the line of scrimmage. I formation, 2 wideouts. Tight, strong right. Tight into the right. Reverse out. Little bit of a hole. Turns it up on in there. Hits it a bit. Tell you what, he saw a seam. There wasn't a whole lot there, but he hit in there pretty hard and was able to get 2 yards. Up at the top of the screen, the receiver went down the field. He was not covered. Now, that could have been because the defensive back for the Nighthawks realized it was a run, but I think you might see them come back to that, do some type of inside faking by them. I mean, the Cavaliers do an inside fake because they got that power run game. So the defense has to honor any type of inside run. So let's watch this guy at the top of the screen there. Right, again, we got the full house, I formation, 2 wides. Watch this guy at the top. Inside, cuts out. Nice move. Accelerates. Boom. That's number 3 with the ball. That was a good play. See him head up inside. Wasn't a lot there. Cut outside. Was quick on his outside, but then turned it up with power. That's something you like to see. You don't want to run all the way to the sidelines. Get what you can outside as far as breaking, widen into the defense a little bit. Try to open up a little seam, and then hit it on upside. That was a nice, powerful run. I'll tell you what, even though they're down 20-0, and it's easy to see if they have enough people on the field as far as the Cavaliers. You don't have to count to 11 on the field. You just count on the sidelines. You got 5 guys over there. So they don't have that many people, but they're playing hard, and you got to respect that. Break the huddle. Here we go. One wide out to the top of the screen. One guy down here. Ball's on the 36-yard line. Nighthawks in just standard formation. Fake it inside. Rolling to the right. Flare out from the... Oh, that was a nice design play. Quarterback rolls out to the right. One of the running backs does a quick flare out. And that's one of the things. You do that because on a rollout, sometimes the outside linebacker, let's say if you're rolling to the right, the defensive outside linebacker, he's got to stay in there because he has to stop the quarterback from breaking the edge. That was a well-designed play. Send the running back in right off of the edge, flare on out towards the sideline. The outside linebacker to the side that you're running, he's got to come up. You can't let the quarterback run outside. That was a well-designed play. I tell you what, these Cavaliers, the coaching staff seems to have their hands on what's going on. They just don't have enough numbers. breaking the huddle. Got number 20 at center. Little discussion going with the offensive line as they come up. I think they're getting it down here. I formation, same old thing, 2 wideouts. Strong right. Reverse out, hand inside. There's a hole. He's turned it up. Oh, yeah, look at this guy run. He's slamming, he's jamming, he's whamming. Holy mackerel. And if we can see that again, once again, what I love to see is a receiver blocking downfield. There we go. Number 20 is being blocked on number 23. Let's run that again one more time. You watch the wide receiver to the left, and they say this all the time, any big play. When you see big plays downfield, that's because the wide receiver is blocking. And I love watching. There you go, right there at the bottom of the screen. Driving. Stays in there. Way to go, 87. Good job, 87. I tell you what, that's powerful running by the running back. Really enjoy the enthusiasm and the toughness on that guy. Breaks in there, hits it out there. Hits it to the outside, turns it up, gets the yardage. But that wide receiver, got to love that. That spirit. They're outmanned. The score's going against them, but they're still playing hard, and that's what you love. Here we go, I formation, same old thing, reverse out. And inside, wow, hard hit, hard run. Now, it looked like that was a quarterback. Well, no, it didn't look like it. That was a quarterback keep. I wonder if that was called like that. I'm thinking they might have missed the handoff, but that was good wherewithal, as they say, of the quarterback to see he's got to go. He misses the handoff, and then he turns it up, follows the running back. Face mask on the defense. It's going to be another first down, 15 yards. First down. But that's a smart play there, again, going back to the Cavalier quarterback. If you do miss the handoff, actually I shouldn't say he did because maybe that was designed, and that was a good call if it was designed, another good call by the coaching staff. But if you do miss the handoff, you can either just sit there and go, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Or what you do is you follow the running back. That's the smart thing to do. Quarterback misses the handoff. Hey, get in there behind the fullback or the running back. And the smart running back will realize I didn't get the ball, but now I'm a blocking back. All right, winding the clock, 9:33 to go in the second quarter, first half. Showing blitz in the middle, showing it backing out. That's the defense. Hand offside, starts outside, cuts in. Not a whole lot there. Gang tackling, just a gray wave of defenders on there. Nighthawks come swooping in. Still, the running back, he put his shoulder into it, made a cut. Right, didn't go all the way to the sidelines, turned it up, ready to go, and fought for the yards he did not get. All right, we got a change for the Nighthawks. Number 93, one of my favorite numbers, comes out. That's Alex Claxton. And that's a big thing when you get these big, tough defensive linemen like they have for the Nighthawks. It is so good to be able to pull one guy out and put another guy in there. Number 93, that is a great number. Same old formation, nothing new there, but I'll say it again, I formation. Lead off to the left. Oh, nice block by the lead back. Good. That was a good wherewithal of the running back, too. He sees the block and he cuts off it. Let's see this. Watch that fullback. Fullback get off there. Didn't quite get it. But once again, I tell you what, this is old school football. And that fullback leads into it, hits into the defender, hit into him well. And the way he hit into him, he had his base under him. He had his feet moving. He didn't just lay out into him. Kept his feet moving, drove the defender back off. And the running back, smart running back, followed the block, broke off, and was able to get up there and get a first down. Big play. Hey, these guys are moving the ball. Cavaliers, same formation. 2 wides out, strong right. I formation, reverse out, cut back into the hole. Excuse me. Yeah, I've actually been sick recently, so you can probably hear my voice messing up there a little bit. So I got to cough every once in a while, and every once in a while there's going to be a little silence while I take a drink. Beautiful day here in Sumner, Washington. I love this instant replay. This makes it so much better. I love the way we have that, and the reason we have instant replay today is Northwest Athletic Apparel. Thanks a lot, guys, because we've seen a lot of good plays, 20-0, but there's been a lot of good plays on both teams that, thanks to instant replay and Northwest Athletics apparel, you don't need to instant replay that one because I know what happened there. Right guard jumped off sides. They'll repeat the down. That's what they're going to do. All right, hey, because you know what? I'll tell you what. Northwest Athletic Apparel, they do a bunch of great things. One of the things they do is provide quality and affordable. Quality and affordable. That is a great combination. They provide quality, affordable uniforms for youth as well as adults. All the way, entire spectrum outfitters is what they are. Hey, but you know what? They specialize in bulk orders for team apparel. Yeah, you need gloves, hats, compression gear, shirts. Call our buddies at Northwest Athletic Apparel. So here we go, second and I would say 13. Hey, there's a change out there. They got split backs, 2 men to the top. Strong right, so they're readjusting the set of the receivers to the top, sets back, right over. That was a pretty good play. It was a tight end. He's strong right, tight end, makes a quick slant into the middle. There may have been a miscommunication. Let's see that again because that was well designed. You put the 2 wides to the top, which we haven't seen before, so that the defense will say, whoa, hey, there's something new here. As they were adjusting to it, it was a quick snap, quick slant inside, tight end, right heading towards where the linebackers would have to pick them up, and unfortunately, possibly they weren't really on the same page there. But that was a good play. That's also often known as a hot read, hot route. Not in that case, but when you see blitzers, lots of times the quarterback will adjust the tight end to make that quick slant because the blitzer, again, where's he coming from? Often the linebacker. So that's the hot read. Here we go. Split backs out of the shotgun. 2 guys to the top. Receivers, he's back, he's looking. Flare out of the backfield, another good call. That's what you do. Receivers blocking downfield. Oh. Good. That was good hustle from the inside on the defense. Once again, you like it when the receivers are throwing blocks, and on that case, both those receivers far to the right. You had 2 right receivers to the right. Brought a quick flare in out from inside. Dumped the ball off. That's a good call. Receivers out there blocking. Unfortunately, the running back, not the running back, but the receiver, the ball carrier, after catching the ball, was not able to get into the shadow created by the receivers blocking defensive. Good hustle, good hustling running defense was able to bring him down before he got outside to the blockers that were out there, the receivers. That's too bad because you get out behind these receivers throwing blocks. You have receivers like the Cavaliers do that are willing to get out there and grind it, get into the face, keep the feet, drive them off the ball, and good things happen. All right, here we go. Going for it on 4th down. 2 wideouts. Split back, shotgun. I'm going to throw the ball in this one. Flare out. Coming up underneath is the running back. Oh, unfortunately, just didn't have enough time. Quarterback. It was covered. It wouldn't be a covered sack. There was a little bit of daylight with the receivers out there, especially the guy coming out of the backfield turning up, but he just didn't have enough time to sit back there and throw the ball. So it's going to be a turnover on downs. One of the great things, our buddies there at Northwest Athletics Apparel, if they specialize in bulk orders, you can get gloves, hats, compression gear, shirts. The other thing they do, this is a good thing. This is an interesting approach. They'll match various styles and looks, or they'll work in-house to customize something specific to the team or the person ordering. So that's something that you don't necessarily run into all the time. Hey, you want to find out more? Visit them on the web at nwaa.biz. Here we go. Nighthawks have taken over. They're on their 20-yard line. Again, their normal formation. Shotgun. 2 guys down here at the bottom of the screen. Running back out of the back. Flares out. Underneath, over the top is the receiver. That's a good route combination. That's what those call a route combination. Running back flares out into the flat to the right, to the bottom of our screen right here. The defense has to rally. That means the defender that's out there to begin with has to come up. Got to cover that running back. And then the receiver in behind him. There you go. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. The receiver comes in behind him and is able to take advantage of the soft spot created by the defender coming up to cover the running back flaring out of the backfield. I'm looking for, I tell you what, I like this formation. I see these two guys down here at the bottom. I'm looking for some kind of route combination down here. I think the ball's coming down here. Got two guys at the top split, a lot more room up there. And I'm wrong again. He looks, comes around, steps up, sets and throws. He's got a guy. Oh! And that's one of those things. You know, they tell the receiver, catch the ball at the highest point. And that's something that a good receiver knows. He knows to catch the ball at the highest point. And this is the case for that number 86. That is one good receiver, 86 for the Nighthawks. That's one that caught the touchdown early on, where you could tell just the way it works out that the quarterback has a lot of faith in him. He put the ball up in the corner of the end zone. That's a case where that's the case where the receiver went to catch the ball at the highest point. The thing is, the quarterback, if you saw that was a little of a line throw. It was pretty hard. Didn't put a lot of air on it, and so the receiver actually should have got a little deeper. He tried to catch it at its highest point, but he should have got a little deeper. Could have got a little deeper. Shouldn't say should have. That's one heck of a play. Looks to the left, steps back over the top. Guy gets over the middle. That's number 80. That's working hard. That's what you like. Will Twyman, and that's really what you like in a receiver. That was at the end of this route. He worked open, worked to the quarterback, as they say. He didn't actually come back to the quarterback, but he worked to find an open space. You gotta love a receiver that can do that. Let's see that again. And watch him work back over here, coming back into the space. See, I came up into the open space. That is coming back to the quarterback. That's some good stuff. Got some good receivers out there understand the game. Speaking of understanding the game, I don't know what just happened. Must have been a penalty. Oh, holding. There we go. Bring it back. And that happens. You know, you got to wonder. You almost want to accept that penalty. Quarterback's back there under duress. Big guys flying around him. You know, sometimes it's okay, just grab a hold and let him live for another play. Shotgun, got the running back set behind him, pistol set, not directly behind him, but off to the side. That gives you a little more of a chance to hand off inside. Two guys down. Aaron snap, looks left. Now he's looking right, looking left again. Nothing there. Scrambles. He's running. I'm a guy that says slide, but hey, that's a tough guy. He's running. He's complaining a little bit, but that was a good tackle. That was number 14. That was a good play. You know, and he checked down too. You could see him do his check down. He looks right. He looks left. There we go, right there. Didn't even see that. Yeah, and so as the play started, it's called checking down. You have your primary receiver, secondary receiver, tertiary receiver. I don't even know if that is a receiver, but you look down, and that's what he did. He looked right. Guy's covered, looks left. Covered, actually vice versa. He looked left first, then right. But that was good. Check it down. And the good thing is, right, he's checked down. Now it's time to run. He doesn't run too early. He waited till he looked at all of his receivers and then decided to take off running. That was a good headsy play there on that quarterback number 14. That's our guy, Jason Wiley. Snap, two guys up. And then I run that again, because that wasn't a great play. See, I don't like that. But the thing is, he throws the ball before the break. See, and that's something where you see quarterbacks and receivers, they were on the same page. They weren't there, but if you run that one more time, watch the quarterback throw the ball before 86 came out of his break. See, that tells you that they've worked a lot. I think I saw a little wobble on the ball. I think it may have slipped possibly out of his hand, which took a little something off, and that's why I wasn't able to get to them. But that shows you that those guys are in tune with each other. Again, that's number 86 that made that great catch down in the corner of the end zone, where the quarterback just threw it up, and he trusted this guy to go get it. That's another case. Quarterback and this receiver are on the same page. Threw the ball before the break. Same page, except, of course, it wasn't completed. There's the punt. And they're probably just going to let it hit. Oh, what a fortuitous bounce for the Cavaliers. Good hustle by number 28 for the Nighthawks. That's DeMarco Grant. See, he's aware of that. See the ball hit the ground. Now, usually in that case, you see the ball keep going when on a punt. It usually will continue in the direction from whence it came. Hit the ground, it's that oblong spheroid. That's the thing about the football. Get all kinds of crazy bounces. That one, and also, again, with the turf these days, with its field turf. Not like in the old days when we played on mud and grass, where the ball would often stick, but in that case, this is actually known as a turf bounce. That's actually what they call it. Took a big turf bounce. And then the kicking team, covering the ball, a smart guy, he sees the bounce coming back, and he accelerates to it, and is able to down it without it going much further. Now, just as a coaching point here, there are those that say you never let the punt hit the ball. Let's try that one again. You never let the ball hit the ground on a punt. If you're the kickoff receiving, that wouldn't apply here because we're talking about punts. If you are catching the punt, you want to catch all punts. Always catch the punt. Because now, I'm saying this, and this is the example where this is not necessarily correct, but usually when the ball hits the ground on a punt, it will continue with its momentum. And if you look how far it goes, it often goes 10 yards or more. Hey, every 10 yards you give up on a punt is 4 downs. Look at it that way. You're going to have to take a whole nother set of downs to get those yards back. So often you want to catch the punt unless it's really a short punt, in which case you don't want to have to be running up. That was a little bit of a short punt, so he might have been correct in letting it go. Or maybe he knew the bounce. What a fortuitous bounce. Good hustle on the coverage team to stop that from getting anywhere back towards the line of scrimmage. Here we go. Strong right. 2 wide receivers, 1 up, 1 back. Quarterback's alert, focusing the motion in one of his guys back. Okay, split backs. 1 guy's in motion to the top. Set back, looking over the middle. Middle screen. Was good. See, you motion your running back out, and who's going to go with them? Middle linebacker. All right, lots of times on defenses, even when it's a zone defense, called a lock-on, lots of times middle linebacker has the running back man-to-man in a pass play. It's well designed. Send the one running back out, should vacate the middle of the middle linebacker, then run a middle screen. But then there's that whole issue with execution. Got to try to make that happen. But it was a good call. If it had worked, it'd been a good call. All right, 2nd and 10. Ball on the 47-yard line. We got just a little over a minute to go. Same old formation. Strong to the right. Double backs. Shotgun. Little movement by the receiver. Back, looking, breaking in. He's open. Okay, that was a nice run. Here we go. The defender gave him a heck of a lot of room there on the right-hand side, top of the screen. And I'm not sure, maybe they've, because I have seen the receiver to the top beat a guy deep. I'm not saying that's what happened before, but there was a lot of room. So that was a good route. The receiver to the top of the screen there, to the right of the formation, drives off the ball. The defenders in backpedal give him a lot of cushion, and you come back inside with a quick move. That was a nice run. Nice pass pattern. Okay, 3rd and about a yard. It's going to be kind of interesting to see what they choose to do here. They start off with that power I formation, running the ball. Then they go into split backs, shotgun. And now we got a yard, a little less than a yard. I wonder what they're going to choose to do. Because you would think, right? You would imagine they'd come out I formation, run an ISO, fullback lead, something like that. But these guys, the Washington Cavaliers, interesting game so far. It's interesting how they set things up and the type of plays they call. I'm going to be interested here, see what they're doing. And look at that shotgun, right? Now you normally expect that when you got less than a yard to go. Okay, 2 receivers, 2 splits, 1 at the top, 1 down, 2 backs, both sides of the quarterback. Shotgun, set, drive off, get the first down, don't back up. There you go. That was smart. The receiver knew exactly how far he had to go. Took a little long to get the ball there. Right? The receiver drives off the ball. That drops the defensive back guy back a little bit. You really don't have that much choice if you're a DB. You're saying, hey, he only needs a yard. Well, yeah, you play it tight, he gets by you, and it's a touchdown. A yard equals a touchdown if you get beat deep. I just made that up, but that sounds pretty good. What do you think, Chip? A yard equals a touchdown if you get beat deep, yeah. So he drove him off. Good call. Comes back to the ball. Quarterback gets it there on time, zips it in there, is able to turn it up and get the first down. We're moving right along. 16 seconds. They're going to add some excitement if they can score here. I'll tell you what, that will do something for the old morale, as they say. Score here with 16 seconds to go, especially because, they haven't been playing that poorly. Actually, they've been playing pretty good, the Washington Cavaliers. Things just haven't worked out for them. Driving down the ball here, 16 seconds, a couple of interesting plays, some well-called plays. They're going against a pretty dang good defense, too. I don't want to say this exactly, but this defense is somewhat kind of reminiscent of the Kings defense last year that was just dominating. So they got some big guys inside. And they're okay. I saw the official step into the huddle, but I guess he didn't really have anything to say. Coming up, we got 16 seconds to go. First down, ball just over the 40-yard line, just inside of the 40-yard line. Quarterback redirects one of the receivers. Look at this, trips to the top, man in the slot. Just straight rush, steps up. Oh. Whoa, that's number 17 was intended. I tell you what, we almost saw a big reversal of fortune there as the defensive guy broke on the ball. This is one of those deals where I'm trying to get his number 39. Oh, yeah, Jose Maganda. He saw it, he read it, broke on it. This is one of those things where your receiver, right? They talk about this. The receiver's got to come back to the ball. And you wonder, well, that doesn't make sense, right? I'm going to give up ground. But right there, old Jose, he almost cut in front of the receiver for an interception. And that's why the receiver needs to come back to the ball. You got to come back to the ball to cut off the angle that the defensive back may have. Shotgun, one back in the backfield to the right, trips to the top. There's actually 4 receivers to the right of the quarterback. Running back stays in. Yeah, they hit him in a bad place, right in the hands. Man, they are calling, the coaches for the Cavaliers are calling good plays. So here we go, 7 seconds. Well, what are you going to do? Got third down, got 2 plays. I was thinking, you're going to go for the end zone, but maybe not. Maybe not. Got the timeouts left. Yep, so what happens? You cast the ball over the middle of the field? Do you just take a knee right away and start screaming timeout, timeout, timeout? Or if you're the brain trusts for the Cavaliers on the offense, do you send your receivers to the sideline so they catch the ball and go out? Okay, the short side of the field is to us, to the left, trips to the top. The running back is also to the top. Yeah, yes, okay. He's going to catch the ball inbound, so that's a nice play. You have the 2 receivers as trips to the top. The 2 receivers down there throwing blocks, but you catch the ball right around the hash marks with 3 seconds to go. So it's the last play of the half. And one of the things, again, I like this guy, number 93. I like that number. I guess I should start explaining why that was. Years and years and years ago, when I was at San Diego State, that was my number. So I think maybe that's why I'm partial to number 93. Alex Claxton. The other guy inside, big guys in there, number 56, Tatu Tama Alavia. Level screen again. That's like the 3rd time they run it. And, you keep playing. The clock has run down, but as long as the ball carrier is running, as long as the person with the ball in play is running, then you don't end the half. But now he goes down, and we have here the Nighthawks from the South Sound region, 20, and the Washington Cavaliers, 0. But I tell you what, it's been a much more entertaining game than the score would indicate. The Cavaliers are in it. They're putting on some good plays. I'm looking forward to the second half. But one thing, I like how the Cavaliers are playing, but I tell you what I really like. Those Nighthawk uniforms.
That is amazing. Look at the Nighthawk uniforms. Aren't they amazing?
They are amazing. Yes, that is one.
Now, how could that be, you might ask?
I was wondering about that too. I mean, it's just divine intervention. I'm not sure. How do they look that good?
Well, I'll tell you what, Randall. Did you know that they were designed and produced with the help of our game sponsor?
I did not know that.
That's right. Northwest Athletics Apparel did that.
That's so obvious. Now that you tell me that and I look at them, that's obvious, yes.
Yeah. They also work together closely with the owner of the Nighthawks to bring this uniform vision to life. And just look at the results. I mean, look.
Well, you know what they say, if you look good, you play good.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and
they say that about announcers too.
You always make sure that you tell me that. That's pretty cool. And they don't just do affordable quality uniforms, team hats, gloves, shirts, you name it. is as simple as emailing them at nwaapparel@gmail.com for their 2018 uniform catalog or general information.
Well, no, wait a minute. You mean C-Game Live? We could get some hats? Because
Yes,
that would be cool.
right. We might be able to do that. So you never know. In the meantime, let's take a quick break, and we'll get to the half game show after these messages. Oh, wait.
There's one more thing I want to say is that I look at these guys walking off.
Yeah.
Those uniforms speak for themselves.
Yes, they do. Look at that.
Class.
Look at that. See, they got C game color green.
Yeah, I love it.
You got to give them credit for that.
Or Seahawk eye green. But yeah, it's fantastic. They look good. They look good. They're playing good. I wonder if those uniforms are affordable. Do you think they are?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, affordable and good quality at the same time.
Well, you know what? Someone should probably go to NWA Apparel. That's NWAAPPAREL@gmail.com. Do you see the 2018 uniform catalog? I'm sorry, you're saying wrap it up?
Yes.
What do we got going?
Actually, what they might want to do too is they can go on the website or internet and go to nwaa.biz or just go to Facebook and put in the search Northwest Athletics Apparel, and it'll come up there too, their Facebook page. So there you go. This is C-Game Live, and we'll be back with the halftime show right after this.
77% of students are bullied mentally,
So
verbally, and physically.
we're gonna do some PSAs, and we're going to halftime, and then we'll take another break after that and go to the bathroom.
With 43% experiencing cyberbullying. Like all forms of bullying, cyberbullying causes psychological, emotional,
So what you're going to do is
physical
we're just going to
stress.
rehash.
Each person's response to being bullied is unique. Those who are bullied have a higher risk of depression, anxiety, and self-esteem can be lowered. Bullying victims are 2 to 9 times more likely to consider committing suicide. Help us save lives. When you are being bullied, or see or know of bullying happening, telling a trusted adult is the right thing to do. Only 1 in 10 victims tell an adult. Do what is right. Do not be afraid to stand up and speak out about bullying. Bullying isn't cool. Remember that adults can't help if they don't know. Adults are here to help us all become good individuals. Bullying is not acceptable. Together, we can stop it, so the world can be a better place.
What's the PSA? Public service announcement. No, but where is it? It's right here. Oh, they're doing it. I'm not. No, I'm doing it. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, it's not live. Got it.
What if I told you?
It only takes 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2.
What if I told you?
You have the power.
The power.
The power.
In just 2 minutes.
To save a life. Save a life.
To save a life.
Are you in?
Are you in? Honey, we all have one thing in common.
One thing in common.
We're all the same.
We all have the power to save a life and improve up to 50 lives.
Every day, 123,000 people
are waiting for a life-saving transplant.
Every day. Every 10 minutes.
Someone's added to the waiting list.
Did you know that every major religion in the U.S. supports organ, eye, and tissue donations?
Cerca del 62% de los que están en la lista de espera son de diferentes nacionalidades y culturas.
Sign up to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor today.
And be sure to share your decisions with your loved ones.
You don't need them when you're gone.
but others do.
You have the power to donate life.
Are you in? Have you registered? Stop and go to donatelife.net and see how easy it is.
Hey, here we are back at halftime, beautiful Sumner, Washington. We're going to go through a quick recap of the first half. Started off with one heck of a game. The Nighthawks took the opening kickoff, drove all the way down the field. It was a long drive and scored. And then, of course, the Cavaliers got the ball. They drove down the field, too. It looked like it was a good, close game. Unfortunately, they got down inside the 10-yard line, weren't able to kick it in, knock it into the end zone. So it's been a close game, actually. It's been well played. Good offensive calls by the Nighthawks. I'm impressed with that offensive line, or that offensive coaching staff. I've known a few of them for a while, and you expect them to play like this. The Cavaliers, they're making good calls. They're setting things up. It looks good. I've been impressed. It's 20-0, and all of a sudden I'm watching the game. I'm thinking, hey, this is some good football. I'm enjoying this, and then all of a sudden 20-0. I tell you what, the numbers hurt. It's tough. It's tough when you only got 16, 17, 18 people. It's easier for the coaches because then you know you have enough people on the field. If you got 5 on the sidelines, means you got enough out there. But it's just the numbers. It's the numbers that make it tough to come back from a situation that they're in. Looks good, playing hard. I tell you what, it's close enough again because we talked about this before. 21 points is nothing. You can get lucky 21 points. However, the time to start getting lucky would be on the opening kickoff. So here's what I'm looking for. I think it'd be great to see the Cavaliers come out. They're a tough team. They're a good team. They're well coached. They're working hard. I see a lot of good things. They just had some bad breaks. They're outnumbered in pure numbers, and they're on the road. That's always difficult. So I'm looking for the Cavaliers. Open the second half. Here's what they do. Take the ball, jam it on down there. I like the power game that they have. I love the old I formation. ISO, that's isolation on the running back where the fullback heads through the hole. Good pounding, hit in there. You can always break it open. There's always that chance. So I tell you what, get the second half kickoff, take it down the field, score some points, and we're right back into this game. So I tell you what, 20-point lead, it's a heck of a game. I'm really enjoying it. I want to thank Northwest Athletic Apparel for sponsoring this game, and I think I'm having a good time. I think this is going to be a good second half. I'm actually going to make that prediction. We're going to come out here. We're going to see some good football, some hard-nosed football, and I look for Washington Cavaliers to take the opening kickoff and run it down the field. I actually think that's going to happen. So that's where we're coming from. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back for the second half.
The second half of tonight's live play-by-play coverage starts now.
The second half, opening the second half with this kickoff. His hands up, there's the whistle. That means the officials are ready for us to take off. Miha Ion kicking deep to number 17. Catches it in the end zone. He's coming out because he wants to play some football. Gets back to the 15, cuts, bounces around. So in hindsight, since I'm an announcer, I'm allowed to do that. Maybe he should have just taken the ball, kneeled in the end zone, and got a 2-3 extra yards. But I tell you what, that's a sign of a team that is ready to get it out there, start attacking their opponents. He's back there. What do you got to lose? Well, besides 3 yards. But that was a mark of a guy and a team that they're ready to go. Let's play it. We got a good game. We're playing against a good team. I'm talking as a Cavalier. We're playing against a good team. Hey, let's just go ahead, take the ball deep in the end zone and see if we can make something happen. So the first play of the second half, 14:50 to try that one time again. 14:52 to go in the third quarter. So I'm doing my math here. We're 8 seconds into the second half. This is a big series. You don't want to say it too soon in the first half, or excuse me, second half. But this is a time for the Cavaliers to establish themselves and maybe turn the tide. I formation. Not a lot there. Not a lot there, but it's powerful. Came in there, I had the lead back. Actually, run that again. I like this fullback. Lead back leads in there, and he cut down the defensive guy. Unfortunately, sometimes you got to drive him out of there. Good hard hit on the lead fullback, and I'll tell you what, the defensive guys, they're gonna get used to that. So there in the middle, we got for the Nighthawks, we got number 91, Dre Abbott. Big stalwart in there. And talking about big stalwarts, how about number 55, Tomas Baskin. Tomas Baskin, my kind of player there. He lined up at right defensive tackle. Quarterback in the I formation, making motions to his receivers. Now coming back and changing things up. I think he saw something on the defense. He's going to try to take advantage of it, and now's the time to do it. Reverse out, hands inside, cuts back. Hey, he saw something. Leads through with the fullback. Let's see that play again. Look at the fullback head in there, but then look at the smart play on the running back. Running back's going to cut inside of the block of the fullback. And that was I wanted to show exactly how the defense gets ready for the offense to come up to the line of scrimmage, because you can tell a lot about the mentality of the defenders, how they face the offensive line. Now, obviously, our replay did not work on that particular play, but that's all right. Number 44 is in there. TJ McFadden for the Nighthawks, helping his guys get ready for the next play. Here we go, I formation, 2 wide. Strong to the right. Reverse out, fake, steps up. That is a gutsy quarterback. Number 88, unusual number for a quarterback. Didn't have a lot of time. Steps back, makes a good fake. And because lots of times when he hands the ball, he reverses out. So let's say he'll open to the right, come all the back way around, and hand off to the left, vice versa, of course. But on that particular place, it looked like he was going to hand off, step back. Unfortunately, just didn't have enough time. So we're at second, and we'll say 6. I formation, 2 receivers, 1 to the top, 1 to the bottom, strong right. Nighthawks are really stacking the line. Sending blitz, here they come. They were picked up. So the linebackers on that really shot inside pretty hard on that, but they were picked up, and the running back was able to pick up a few yards anyway. So we'll say 3rd and 5. Big number 55 comes rumbling off, Thomas Baskin. And one of the great advantages that the Nighthawks have, and this is a big deal. You got these big, strong guys on the interior of your defensive line, which is where you want the big, strong guys. Thing is, you got to give them a rest. And when you have the numbers like the Nighthawks, that just gives you the advantage. The advantage over your opponents that has fewer numbers. Here we go. 17 for the Cavaliers is down here. I tell you what, the way he walked up the line, he looked pretty confident. Number 1's coming up to bump him. I want to see 17's going to make a quick swim, and that's where the ball is going. Quarterback's going to come down, puts a man in motion. Okay, number 1 backs off. Hands off inside. That's exactly what I expected. That was pretty good. They motioned the Cavaliers motioned the running back to the left. Again, that will pull the fullback, or excuse me, the linebackers will widen them a little bit. You saw when they motioned in here, number 1, Isaiah Sif, our old friend from the Kings, he was up bump and run. He's got great athletic ability. You can do that on a wide receiver. As soon as they brought motion towards him, he had to back off. Get a little bit deeper, because then you have route combinations. So once again, that was a good offensive set, their offensive motion that was set up by the coaching staff for the Cavaliers. All right, here we go. I'm not quite sure about this. Fourth and 5 from your 33. If it works, I'm going to say it's a great call, but I'm wondering about this. Hey, there we go. Swing it out. See, the thing is, number 29 on the ball, he picks it up. That's Robert Sharps for the TD. And there are some words being exchanged in the middle of the field. Turn it up, accelerate. Yeah, well, I don't, as an announcer, I don't like to say negative things about players, but hey, he didn't even get hit. Okay. And that's one of the things, okay, it's 4th down, you got to get upfield. You got to turn up and ram it on up there. So, a unfortuitous turn of events there. So here's the Nighthawks looking good, looking powerful. Although this last particular case, Cavaliers helped them out a little bit. And the sad thing here is that you can see maybe they would get discouraged, but it's a good team. They've been playing some good football. And the last series maybe wasn't their best, but a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of toughness. And I like the way, they're running inside. They got a receiver that does a good job. The receivers are doing some pretty good job, but especially they got a fullback, does a heck of a job. All right, so the kicker's out there. Ball's down, it's away. And number 8 there for the Cavaliers. Let's watch this again. The game is almost out of it. It's an extra point, and number 8 for the Cavaliers comes off of the right edge, top of the screen, comes flying in there, dives for the ball. That is the type of unity of team attitude that can end up going a long ways. Yeah, I think some good things about. All right, turn it up. Here was the replay. Well, okay. That's football, I guess is what they say. Oh, hey, I got a secret for you. Maybe there's something we should tell the Cavaliers. When you look good, although they look pretty good, actually, so maybe I shouldn't say that. When you look good, you play good. And I'll tell you what, that's why ordering from Northwest Athletic Apparel is so appealing. Northwest Athletics Appeal is so appareling. Northwest Athletics Appeal is so appareling. Folks, it's not as easy to read that as you might think. But I'll tell you this, they do have everything. Yes, everything. They got everything you need to look and feel your very best on game day. And, the thing is, you look good, and it's affordable. So here we go. 27-0 early in the first quarter. What quarter are we in? Early in the third. See, first, third, they sound the same. Early in the third quarter. Nighthawks kicking off. Deep to receive, number 17 for the Cavaliers. And, in fact, he's going to get the ball. His blockers set back, running forward. It's got a little gap. And then Nighthawk shoots the gap, hits the guy in the backfield, and then it's just a silver wave. And that's what happened, too. He looks like he had a little bit of room to run. Maybe he had a crease. But, boy, I tell you what, there, but then one guy gets through, slows him down, and then you got a bunch of his friends coming down at full speed. There it is. Good play by number 30, able to make an open field tackle. That's Ralph Williams. All right, so the ball is just short of the 11-yard line, 1st and 10, early in the third quarter. Another defensive tackle out there, I like to call out their name, Dre Abbott, number 91, looking good, playing tough inside. And even if these guys were a budding youth team or a rec league team, the creative folks at Northwest Athletic Apparel have the uniforms for you. All right, shotgun. Bump and run down here on the corner. Down here on this side, backs off. See, man in motion comes across. It backs the defensive back off because he can run a route combination. Quarterback's back. Not much room. Tucks the ball and takes off running. That is one tough guy out there. Excuse me, I'm still a little under the weather here.
Military night.
What's that?
Military night. It's military appreciation.
It is Military Appreciation Night here at Sumner High School in Sumner, Washington. And anyone in active duty was able to get into this game for free, and it is being hosted by the Nighthawks. And so they're giving them quite a show on Military Appreciation Night. All right, shotgun, split backs, double receivers down here, running a route combination. The inside guy breaks out. He's open, number 17. Unfortunately, one piece of turf was a little longer than the rest, and it tripped him up. No, the ball was thrown short. Good combination, all right? You had two guys down here at the bottom of your screen. Inside guy, or the outside guy runs off, runs the defender off. Number 17, slot receiver, makes the quick out move. He was open. Just wasn't able to get the ball to him. A lot of pressure there by the defensive front on the quarterback for the Cavaliers. I'll tell you what, one of the interesting things is how creative those folks at Northwest Athletic Apparel are. They have uniforms for just about anything, any athletic team that you could have or you would want to outfit. You just go to www.nwaa.biz. Right? That's the website. And they got an email, and we're going to tell you that email after this next play. So got shotgun, split back, one guy to each side of the quarterback, two receivers down this side. Flare out by the receivers, quarterback steps up, hits the underneath receiver, curving in underneath the outside receiver, double receivers to the near side. The outside guy, number 17, took off upfield, stretched the defense, as they say. The underneath receiver was one the quarterback stepped up through the ball to, wasn't able to make the connection. But it was actually a good combination, good route combination, as they say. Now, there is an email for you people. NWA Apparel, that's NWAAPPAREL @gmail.com. You go there, you'll find the gear and the uniforms that are perfect for your squad. Northwest Athletics Appeal is a proud sponsor of this week's game on cgame.live. Elijah Chappelle is in there at right end for the Nighthawks, getting off on the ball. Two wides, one to each side. Both running backs split, but the ball came off the ground. He's going deep. He's got it. Okay. Going deep to the left side. The receiver broke it into the inside, and ball didn't get to where the receiver was going on that. Let's see what happened here, because both backs left. Didn't have a whole lot of time. Yeah, receiver broke it inside. I'm not sure what was exactly designed for that play. Quarterback was under some duress, but he shows a lot of a lot of, what do they say, moxie. I don't think they say that actually, but that quarterback is taking a lot of rush. People are coming after him, and he's still willing to step up, and that's something you watch for. When a quarterback taking a lot of heat, they usually just want to bail. They just head out for the sidelines, get outside of contain if they can. This quarterback stands in there and steps up into the pocket to no advantage on that last play, but that still shows you that is a gamer. He is a gamer. All right, we got the Nighthawks, 1st and 10 from about the 14-yard line. Spread out all over. 4 receivers, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Running back inside, handoff inside. Hello! I sure wish I knew that guy's name because that's number 55. Let's see that again. 55 just comes right up into the middle. That's a good play. He fought off the block. Oh, good formation. See how he square drove up and under the running back. And he wasn't unblocked. He didn't come in without being touched. He defeated his blocker. That's the mark of an enthusiastic player right there. We're going to watch that guy again. That's our defensive end out there, number 55 for the Cavaliers. All right, same formation here. 4 wides, 2 to the bottom, 2 to the top. Got a back in alongside of the quarterback. Shotgun sending blitz picked up. Got a guy to the left. He's got a little bit of a window, not much, but it's open. Oh, good recovery by the defense. Let's run that again. That defender got in there. So there at the very top of your screen, right, got a little bit of a hole. The defender is able to cover it up, and I'll tell you what, this is smart. See how he's right on the line? Defender had good awareness, good field awareness, because the receiver had him beat a little bit. But the defender realized the receiver had to slow down because he was going out of the end zone. That's a case where the defender was real aware of what was going on, because I thought he was open, but the receiver had to slow down. If he kept running, catches the ball, it's out of bounds. So the receiver did a good job of putting himself in the position to maybe make a play, but then the defender was able to get on him, catch him there. Look at there, number 77, left of the Nighthawk line. That's Chance Delaride, one of the big-time players. This guy gets like nowhere. And there's a pass over the middle. Let's see what happened there, because that guy was pretty open. Yeah, that's probably what they call a blown play. So that puts it up to 33-0 Nighthawks. They show the Nighthawks. They have shown all kinds of offensive plays, all kinds of formations. That is one good football team right there. Yeah, this will be interesting moving on. That's good. All right, 34-0 with a 7:57 left to go in the third quarter. I'm just throwing this out there. I think this might be a good time to see the Cavaliers take the ball on a long run down the field. Where are we going next week there, Chip?
Hurricanes.
The Hurricanes.
Spanaway.
In Spanaway. So it's going to be the Spanaway. Well, they're not actually the Spanaway Hurricanes, but the Hurricanes from Spanaway. And who are they going to be playing?
Not sure yet, but we'll find out.
Well, I completely apologize on that. Yeah, as you can see, we're just getting our schedule put back together. Okay, here we go. Good times. Kicker's out there stretching out. That's always a sign that it's going to go through the end zone. I'm going to shuffle through my announcements here. There we go. There we go. The ball's on the tee. Perfectly positioned, one might add. This is when it's fun to be on the sidelines of the Nighthawks. And it's away. Good D. Running to the ball. Number 3 catches it on a full run. Cuts inside. Cuts back outside. Into the middle. He puts his head down. Hello. I wonder what we got called here. That was a good hard run. Hey, they're not giving up. Running back makes a couple of cuts. The running back, the ball carrier, the kick returner, makes a couple of nice moves in and out, and then turns it upfield and says hello to one of the Nighthawks. There's a discussion going on. Okay. Okay. They're waving that off. That's a good thing. Back in the old days, they never would wave off a flag penalty. I think what happened here, I think they were saying that the receiver led with his, or the returner, the kick returner led with his head. And that's a new rule. They're putting that in the NFL or in the college, where if the ball carrier lowers his head, and that is a horrible rule, because what you need to do is make the rule where you just can't hit the ball carrier in the head. And that's one of the things about making this game safer. They keep talking about it. Well, one of the ways to make the game safer is don't let people hit other people in the head. It's one of the ways to do it. We'll get in that in a minute because, hey, I got over a quarter and a half to talk. Here we go. Receiver to the top. He's waving to the quarterback. So I think he wants the ball. Quarterback's looking that way. He's throwing that way. Oh, a little bit open. Oh, they're going to throw that. That is a case where the receiver caused the interference. The receiver's running. Then he stopped. When he stopped, the defender ran into him. Well, the receiver shouldn't have stopped because the ball was overthrown. Here we go. Receiver's going to stop, right? And then start running again. Well, clearly the receiver shouldn't have stopped because the ball was overthrown. But by stopping like that, he drew the pass interference. And so now there's more conversation on the field. Yeah, and that's the thing where you're alert, you know what's going on. The receiver stops, defender runs into him, and there was no reason for the receiver to stop because he should have kept running for the ball. Oh, wait a minute. You mean I was wrong again? Oh, there you go. You know why I was wrong? Because I was right and I thought I was wrong there for a second. What they did is they threw off a play. There was another penalty on that series or on that play, and they waved off one penalty and they took the pass interference, probably because they got more yards out of that. So, because Chip, I keep telling Chip, I'm usually right. And that's the case. He looked at me and said, oh, you were wrong. You didn't hear that because he mimed it. But that's the case. I was wrong because I was right, and I said I was wrong. Oh, my goodness. All right. The views and opinions expressed here on the game of the... Oh, no. Chip just handed me the sign, letting them know that my views and opinions...
That's at the end.
That's the... Oh, there you go. Well, now this note makes sense. All right, here we go. First down, big gain by smart plays by the wide receiver. Snap, looking left, going deep, ball's wobbling. Okay. And I tell you who we're playing. We're playing the Raiders next week. We're broadcasting.
Northwest Hurricanes.
The Northwest Hurricanes are playing the Raiders, and we're playing them in Spanaway. Wow, it's an echo chamber. Yeah. Oh, hey, that should be a good one. We did the Hurricanes last year. That was a lot of fun. The Raiders joined this league and added a lot of talent into the pool, into the Northwest Football Alliance. So here we go. What do we got? Second down, 2nd and 10. Couple of wides, one to each side. Both backs flare out. Middle screen, number 55 was not able to pull it in, a little bit behind him. We've seen that a couple of times, that both backs are alongside of the quarterback. Now, lots of times you want to keep a running back in there for protection on the pass play. However, again, who covers those running backs usually? They're locked on by the middle linebackers, so that's a good setup. You have both backs split. One goes right, one goes left on the offense. You expect those middle linebackers to split with them. The middle linebackers are the ones that have the most to do with screens, things like that, and that's a middle screen right there. And so the idea there was the running backs split, the middle linebackers go with them, then you run the middle screen. unfortunately, they didn't complete it. Plus, that's a tell because that's how they run it a few times. Now, in that case, see how the running back steps up? That gives you extra protection. It's a max type of protection. Didn't really matter, though, because soon after the ball was snapped, the flags went flying. And it's against the Cavaliers. So we play the down, third down. We just got a little further to go. Now some of the Cavaliers are questioning something. Here we go. Maybe we'll huddle. Nah, let's go back to the line. Okay, once again, running backs line up on both sides of the quarterback. 2 wideouts, 1 on each side. Guy down the right side, breaking hard, come back. Quarterback's running, pushes the blocker in front of him. Hey, start blocking. There we go. That was a heck of a good run to gain a yard. Yeah, so the receiver on the right-hand side, that was where he was looking. Look out! Oh, man. Quarterback lays a hit on the referee. That's not right, but I don't really mind seeing. No, that's not right. You got to avoid that guy. That's why they got all those stripes. All right, here we go. 4th and 11, just over midfield. Showing blitz back out. Quick kick, there you go. Hey, don't see that too much, except this is a case where it was too good. You quick kick from the fifth. That's a 50-yard punt, just about. 46-yard punt as a quick kick. That's one of those things where the ball hits the ground, continues with the momentum, and just rolls and rolls and rolls. You don't see that too often. You don't see the quick kick too often anyway, and the quick kick there is what you just saw, is where the quarterback takes the ball and then punts it right away. And you see that a little more in the old days. When what do we got going on? Now we got flags, and there's a time frame in between the flags. That means they're probably talking about different offenses, and they're probably dead ball, which is a personal foul type of thing. So he'll come out and let us know. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 88, red. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Ejection. Hey! So that's more than just saying mean things to each other. There had to be some type of physical interaction. 88 red. See, now I have the names for the Cavaliers, but I don't have their numbers, and I don't think I'm just going to guess. I'm not going to just pick out a name on that one. So I wonder how we redo this. We're going to reset it. So dead ball, though, that would be after change of possession. So I would think that would give the ball to the Nighthawks, adding on a whole lot of yards because the ball went in, as going back to what I was talking about earlier, it's a quick kick, and it went, 48 yards? That's one heck of a quick kick. It's because it hit and rolled. It went into the end zone, and then there was some type of extracurricular activity going on with the Nighthawks. Not the Nighthawks, with the Cavaliers, and that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing, right? You're down 34-0. I think I said it all. It's not a good thing. All right, here we go. Nighthawks are getting ready to come up to the line of scrimmage, or maybe they're not. We got timeout. Okay. Well, let's move into something else. After this game's over, those Nighthawks, their uniforms are going to be soiled. They're going to be worn out. And, hey, they look awful good, though. But you know what? I tell you what, if they needed new uniforms, maybe they lose the it factor. Well, let me tell you about an affordable, quality option in the uniform game. You want to take a guess who I'm talking about there, Chip?
You're talking about NWA apparel.
No, I'm talking about Northwest Athletics apparel. Oh, NWA. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, that's what it is. I was worried about that reference there. Well, they're not like your ordinary run-of-the-mill apparel company. Oh, no, silly boy. That's not what they're like at all. They go beyond the call of duty to provide quality customer service and competitive pricing. Now, you know what I love about this? It's the competitive pricing. Because, it's like I have this cut rate telephone service. You can't call them. No human being will answer the phone. Right? It's a great deal, cheap, right? But everything is automated. Well, that doesn't happen with Northwest Athletic Apparel. The ability to get quality customer service. Whoa, that's a mind blower. But I tell you what, those people at NWAapparel@gmail.com, they'll help you out. Yep, that's right. Experience the comfort, fit, and stylings. Look at the Nighthawks. Those are stylish people, I tell you what. So contact them, or hey, go to www.nwaabiz to get your hands on their latest 2018 uniform catalogs. Pregame Live thanks our sponsors of tonight's game, Northwest Athletics Apparel. Okay, here we go. What's going on out there? Well, so you know what? Here's the thing. We talk about safety in football, and it is crazy. I got this, I don't want to segue that way, but I have a nephew who's a sophomore, going to be a junior, Nathan Hale High School. He's playing football. It's tough. I love football. I played college football. It's kind of tough to watch relatives play it. I have another sister not as out. The heck is going on there? Is that a new penalty? Doing push-ups. It's a good thing that's not grass, because that would be killing the grass right there. Who the heck is that? That's Tutu. That's our guy Tutu. I was the number 56 head coach for the Kings last year. Who the heck were they? Who did he spend the whole year with? Oh, yeah, the Pure Nation Kings. The head coach, quite possibly the winningest coach of all time of amateur football, won 3 league championships, 2 national championships, won something like 350 games without a loss. Well, I'm exaggerating there, but do you remember how many games? It was crazy, like 28, 30, something like that. Then we went down to Sacramento and played a championship game, or a semifinal game for the national championship, and unfortunately got beat down there. It was a good game. Here's what I'm going to say, because I'm a homer for the Kings, is that I would say that had they come up here, we would have won the game. Now, I hate it. I hate it when I hear people talk about how, didn't we really would have won when they lose? Except, that's kind of the case there. It was a long run down to Sacramento. Sacramento. Thank you very much. That was a good long run down there. One of the problems is some of our players didn't make it. A bunch of our players got in the middle of the night, got in there at the start of the game. One of our coaches, one of our great defensive line players and coaches, wasn't able to get down there at all. And so it was tough. It was tough to really have a competitive game down there. And now I'm saying that, but the Fury from Sacramento were tough. They were good. So that was one heck of a game. But anyway, that's why they lost. That was the only time they've lost in several years, and then after that, they disbanded. And the reason I'm belaboring that is the person doing push-ups out there was Coach Tutu. Was probably, I would say categorically with no proof whatsoever, because hey, that's what I do. But I probably has the greatest record of amateur ever. Scored a ton of points. And one of the great quotes, we interview, and that's one thing at the start of the game. I was expecting that we were going to have an interview before the start of the game, because that's usually how we start off the games. And then all of a sudden, it was like, you got 7 minutes. So we were hoping to get Tutu in for an interview. He gives us some great interviews last year. And one of the things he said last year, it was interesting, was that as the season was going on, he was saying how we weren't playing Kings football last year, that they weren't playing Kings football. And I remember one game was the playoffs, and the Kings won 68-0. And I went up to him, and it was like, hey, Tutu, and that's what he calls himself, Coach Tutu. I go, hey, Tutu, are you playing Kings football yet? They won a playoff game 68-0. And, even his best Vince Lombardi scowl, he doesn't really have, but it sounds good on the radio. He just looked at me and goes, well, we're getting close. 68-0 playoff win. We're getting close. One of the great players, one of the great men out there. One of the great one of the great runs as coaches. So, okay, what happens is that when a player is ejected, they must leave the field of play. So it was trying to talk him into doing that. And now, if you see here in the middle of your screen, the ejected player is walking over and shaking hands with all of the other players. There's some sportsmanship right there. And this is always where, when our good buddy Ray would come in, and he was great at this. He would point out that how these guys are out there running around, slamming into each other, playing hard. But, you know, in the end, this is amateur. They're not getting paid for this. And sometimes you look out there and go, why are they out there? Well, you know, if you played ball, you understand why they're out there. But this is what Ray used to always point out. I wish he was here. I wish I could do justice to how he would say it. But he would point out that these guys got families. You know, they got to go to work tomorrow. They got to make it back out, earn a living for their family. I'm not doing justice to the way Ray, get back here. We miss you. And that's the thing. You get at the end of the day, these guys got to be ready to go to work, go home, and be parents, be brothers, be sons. And this is just the game. All right, here we go. Getting ready, 1st and 10 for the Nighthawks. I got 4 wide receivers, 2 to the bottom. Guy all the way down here, I think is looking like he's going to throw a block, and that's what he does. Oh, man. Oh, what a run. Good hit. Number 34 breaks to the outside. But we got to watch this again. I apologize. I'm watching number 86. See if you can see the blocking. Down to the right, down to the bottom, to the right edge of the screen. Well, you don't get to see it. I was so excited about that. I really missed what was one heck of a good run by the running back. Turns it out, turns it up, took a good hit. But one of these wide receivers, number 86, is out there driving this guy off the ball, staying with him, staying into him, and that's a big thing. That's one of the big things about wide receivers. They kind of miss it on blocking. Stay in it. Keep your feet going. Just keep driving. That's the key, and that's the mark of a good wide receiver who throws blocks, and that's that number 86 we talked about earlier that has such a good connection with his quarterback. Made the great reception down in the end zone with the quarterback just basically put it up because he trusted him. All right, 2 wide receivers split to the bottom. Number 86 in the slot is not in the slot. Number in the slot is 87. Makes a quick inside move, going deep. He's open, coming back. Oh man! You don't like? You just see this? Look at the receiver being laid up in the air. You don't like to see that happen because again, just reiterating what Ray says, they got to come back and go to work tomorrow. They got a regular life, and that is something, you almost want to say, hey, 86, let that one go. You got the score 34-0. Why are you laying out on that one? But you know why? Because they're champions. He's a champion, and quarterback, I would maybe tell the quarterback not to put it up quite like that. But you can't. You got to go for the ball. All right, here we go. Normal formation, 4 receivers, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. 86 down here. Then you got in the slot another receiver showing blitz, backing out. Plenty of time, picked it up. Over the middle. Oh! There we go. Let's watch that again. This is a case where the receiver knows where the sidelines is. How many inches? Run that one more time. This is it where the receiver gets upfield, makes the out, and he knows exactly where the sideline is. Look at that. Only an inch to go. The other thing is, as impressive as that was, footwork on number 86, driving the defender off, making the quick cut, getting outside, planting his feet in. He only had an inch or 2 room to spare, but the ball had to be exactly where it was. That was one great throw. And that's a first down. So apparently there was a penalty against the Cavaliers, which was refused. Not surprising. First down as the long shadows of the setting sun illuminates the far end zone towards which the Nighthawks are driving. It's getting their time of the day. The Nighthawks and the shadows are setting in. Cavaliers, hey, get in the stance there, guy. Okay. Showing blitz. Middle linebacker come, picked him up. Got time, steps up. Moving, he's going to run with the ball. I would say go down. I would say go. He's running to the outside, to the sidelines, out of bounds. That was a nice run. Step back there when time runs out, and that's the thing, too, of a quarterback that really understands what's going on. Because we've watched this guy, this is the first time I've seen him, but we watched this guy earlier in the game where he will look to his primary receiver. Then he'll look to the other side, secondary, tertiary receiver. And when he's looked through the receivers, that's when he takes off. Then you can see it. You can just see it almost like it's in his mind. Okay, it's not there. Looking right, pass isn't over there, pass not there. Hey, time to hit the skids. Maybe not the skids, but anyway, time to go. First down, Nighthawks are driving. Looking around. Quarterback's ready for the snap. Running back flaring. He's going off to the left, top of the screen. That was not one of the more beautiful passes. Good job on the receiver there. Yeah, the receiver, I think, probably noticed the flight trajectory of that oblong spheroid on his process of spin and realized he better come back. And that's, again, we were talking about that earlier, where you catch the ball at its highest point. In that case, the receiver very smartly came back and got in front of the defender, went up as high as he could, right? Instead of keep running, give the receiver the defender a chance to get in front of him. Smart came back and was able to play defensive back on that particular case. Look at the trips to the top. Got something special going on. They're going to run some type of combination. Got two defenders up pretty close. Like you can pick on that sometimes. Over the top. Well, that was exactly not what was planned. Because that came down, number 86 down here at the bottom, was clearly expected by the quarterback to proceed on to pay dirt. However, he cut up short, and the ball was overthrown. You got a minute 27 to go here in the third quarter. So what do we got here? Trips to the top. Single receiver down here in the bottom. If what in the past, the way they've set these things up, these pass routes, is that the quarterback's been going to the single receiver side. Not this time, of course. Breaks right up the middle. Yeah, and let's see that again, because I'm kind of interested in that route. That looked to me like the inside guy just broke up the middle. He did, and that's the guy, if anyone, that's the guy that will be picked up, hitting up in the middle, because he's in the middle there. And he broke through the defense, missed that assignment there, but to no great disadvantage. We get a timeout here for the Nighthawks. Time to make some strategic planning, I think, since it's 4th and 10 from the 21-yard line. You know what I say? I say trips to the left, single guy down to the bottom, put it up into the left end zone. That's what I would say, top of the screen to you guys. So one of the things here is that they have these rules, because I am totally into, as I was alluding to earlier, how I have a nephew that's playing high school football, and although I played college football and really loved it, it's tough when you watch that. I have one of my sisters, not his mother, but it kind of gave me a bad time, said I should try to talk him out of playing. But it's tough. I mean, you love the game. So what we need to do is just make the dang game a little safer. And safer, that's relative term. But the thing that is devastating, okay, here we go. Trips to the top, single guy down here to the bottom. I'm saying put it up to the top of the screen, deep left corner. That's where I'm putting it. Well, the motion of the guy down here. So now empty backfield, man in the slot, flare out. Quarterback's got plenty of time, sits back, throws it into the middle, interception. He's running it out. No, he's not. He's running around, but that's okay. It's not a safety. You can run around like that, get tackled in the end zone. That's just going to be a touchback. And this is, again, we talked about this earlier, is you catch it at the highest point. So you got to come back to I don't want to criticize them. Look at what a great game these guys have played, how fantastic the team has played. The Nighthawks are looking like a real class organization out there, hitting people, running around. One heck of a good game. But just for the younger guys watching this, when the ball's coming to you, you want to come back to it and catch it at what we said, the highest point. Go ahead and come back. Now, sometimes the problem is you come back and then you lose, say, the first down, or you come out of the end zone. So that's always the question. You don't really want to do that. But come back as far as you can while still getting the first down or still being in the end zone. So the Cavaliers take over on the 20-yard line, a touchback in the end zone. Again, the intercepting player was running around the end zone. He was tackled, but it still counts as a touchback. So that's sometimes a smart thing to do, run around. Of course, you're going to take another hit. But then you can see if you see an opening or a gap, you can take off upfield. The disadvantage with that is that the more you run around in the end zone, the more opportunity you have to fumble the ball, in which case you intercept the ball, then fumble in the end zone, and then the offense, which had been defense, then comes back to offense, falls on the ball in the end zone, and that's a bad thing. But you know what? That didn't happen there, so let's snap the ball. Here we go, Cavaliers ball. Man in motion to the right. Now he's set. Which one of those guys is on the line? Okay, good. Sets back, rolls to the right, to the left. Running hard, showing a lot of spirit, takes that hit. And he's talking to his receiver. That receiver on that side might have wanted to do something to come back and get open or something. There we go. Tell you what, that is one tough quarterback. That's the kind of guy that you want on your team. Lining up quick. Back to the I formation. Strong right. Handoff inside. Cuts inside. And holy mackerel, did you see? Slamming in there from the right defensive end. Right defensive tackle, number 77. That's Chance Dalai. He's Old King. He's offensive tackle. I haven't seen him play much defense before. Actually, he's not play much defense. I haven't seen him play defense. Got off the ball there pretty quick. I tell you what, with that reach and the wingspan, as they say, that guy could be one heck of a pass rusher, you would think. That's what you really look for in your edge rusher, the guy coming off the sideline, not the sideline, but off the edge of the offensive line when you're a defensive player. You want big, long arms to smack down the offensive tackle's hands as they reach out to grab the jersey and get upfield. So this will be interesting. I'm going to kind of enjoy watching old Chance, number 77, pure NFL size, 6'9", something like that. 325, 350 pound, big guy, big athletic guy. So this will be kind of fun. I got something to look forward to here in the second quarter. So the thing is and as I say, my sister, wonderful person, not the mother of my nephew who's going to be a junior at Nathan Hale, wants to play football. She was trying to say, you should try to talk him out of it. Well, the thing is, we just got to make the game safer. It's such a fantastic game. And by safer, it's the head injuries. So I actually have the answers for all of that. And one of the answers is not to tell running backs that they can't lower their head. One of the things is, you can, I'm not saying we do this, but you can make it illegal to contact a receiver or a running back in the head. And you know what? Oh yeah, you know what that'd be like? Rugby, we'll get back to this concept. In rugby, they don't hit with their head. In rugby, it's a total penalty to hit someone in the head. You don't hit with your head in rugby. You want to know why? Here we go. Snap of the ball, I formation. Showing blitz off the left side, but they jumped the gun. There's got to be some flags there. There are. Throw it downfield, keep going. Oh, boy. Dropped the ball there, even though it was a free play, actually. See, that's one of those free plays where they blew the whistle because possibly the defender was coming unabated at the quarterback, except he wasn't. That was one of those free plays. And by the free play, the offense, it was on the defense. Okay, so the offense has a free play in that nothing bad can happen unless someone gets hurt on that play, which is, again, alluding to we talked about that earlier where last year, a defensive end came off the ball, jumped offside, and hit the Kings quarterback in the head and knocked the helmet off, knocked him out of the game. Okay, so that is a bad thing. But as far as within the rules of the game, rolling to the right, throw it under duress. Yeah, that was a good play by the quarterback. I mean, the guy's in his face, and he puts the ball where it could conceivably be caught. I mean, I wouldn't have caught it. I'm not saying I could have caught that, but others could. So help the quarterback out there a little bit. So the idea is let's take hitting the head out of the game. One of the things, because I played football at San Diego State, and then afterwards I went out and played rugby, and one of the absolute understood things with rugby teams is that when football players come out, the first thing they do within the first couple of weeks is knock themselves unconscious because they hit with their head. It's amazing. It is amazing how quickly people can learn not to hit with their head, such as rugby players. Okay, here we go. 2nd down and 10. A lot of people on the line of scrimmage. And maybe the Cavalier offensive lineman wanted to make sure he protected his quarterback, but he jumped just a little bit offside there. So the argument that you always hear announcers say, well, that's how they were taught. That's how they were taught. Yeah, you know what? I was taught to steal cars by my parents, so you can't put. No, you know what? Learn how to play the game without hitting in the head. Well, but that's going too far. So there's a few things we could do. Now, the one thing that would end it, and then we get back to the great old days where you speared people with your head and went head first into people, made it fun, the huge collisions, people bouncing all over the place. And we'll be back to this thought after this play. Oh, look what we got down here. We got stacked receivers. Haven't seen that all game. Widen that out a little bit. Okay, there we go. And they're coming to the stack receiver. The number 3 got upfield through a block, more or less. You could pick more or less. Then the receiver stepped back. We used to call that a laser screen. The other receiver steps back, gets the ball. The idea is the receiver that's driving downfield throws a block. We have an injured player on the field. So the answer, I'll tell you the answer in a minute. But the answer to getting great looking apparel for game day is to go to Northwest Athletics Apparel. Hey, they got everything your youth team or an adult team might need to get. Wait a minute, hold on. What are they saying? Oh, never mind. I thought the official was giving us a motion to something. Okay, hey, everything you might need to outfit your team. And they do it with affordable uniforms. You know what else they got? They got gloves. They got hats. You know what would be great? A C Game Live hat. I think that's what we need. Yeah. Here we go. 3rd down, 3rd and 10. 13:20 to go in the game. Quick pitch outside. He tosses the ball, then doesn't get the ball, then puts the ball down, and there's number 91 rambling, jamming, and slamming for a touchdown. Dre Abbott called his name a couple of times. That is a thrill for a defensive lineman. And let's watch this. Number 97 did a pretty dang good job of getting out there. Picks it up. And I see a lot of shirts around them, and they're all Nighthawk gray. So let's give a shout out there to Tim Rainey, who was getting out on the ball and was able to get out there on the right-hand side, top of the screen, help turn the ball back inside through pure mental telepathy, because, of course, he didn't actually touch the ball, but he was out there to make things happen. Number 17 is back in the game to get the extra point. That's Mihai Ion. As the shadow grows longer, that's a must snap. 14 picks it up, rolls to the right, looking to the back of the end zone. Then he turns it up and just runs it in himself. Number 14, Jason Wiley. Good alert play. That's 2 points. Rolling, looking to throw it. Well, better turn it up, and then let him just go. Gets the ball over the line. You see that? You had the ball sticking out there. Lots of times you don't want to do that because then the defender can knock it away. But in a case like this where it's the extra point, doesn't matter. Just won't count as long as he doesn't return it all the way down for the 2 points. But you stick the hand out. All the ball has to do is doesn't even have to cross the goal line. All it has to do is touch the front of the goal line, not even on the ground, but as an extension of the plane at the front of the goal line. If one single molecule of that leather ball, well, it's not really leather, but anyway, you know where I'm going there. If one bit of that ball penetrates that plane, it is a touchdown. And you know why they call it a touchdown? We've been talking about rugby here recently. And in rugby, when you score, you run into the end zone. When you score, you have to literally, easy for me to say, touch the ball down. You have to push it into the ground. And if you don't, if someone in rugby scores and gets into the end zone, and as they put the ball down, you're on defense and you run over there and you stick your hands under the ball while they're trying to touch it into the ground, touch it down, it doesn't count. Even though they're in the end zone, this is in rugby. Person with the ball has to touch the ball into the ground, hence the derivation, or some word similar to that, of the term touchdown. All right, they kick it out. That was one heck of a kick, I tell you that. Kick it out of the end zone. 42-0. Yeah, and in fact, you can do that because I guess I should admit it now. This was these many years ago. 30 years ago, I was playing rugby for University of Utah because there the eligibility rules are a little different. I was living in Salt Lake City, and we were playing Weber State. And the Weber State guy scored, and I ran over after he scored, and after it was in the end zone, I stuck my hand under the ball, and the official ran up and said, okay, that's no touchdown. And the Weber State guy goes, what are you talking about? I touched it down. And the official said, yeah, but I didn't see it touch down, and then I had stuck my hand under there, and I always feel kind of bad about that, and I feel suddenly relieved of a bit of guilt that I felt. Thank you for giving me that opportunity to relieve myself of cheating in a rugby game 30 years ago for the University of Utah Utes against the Weber State Wildcats. Here we go. Let's see number 97 over here on the left defensive end. I want to see him do some things there. We're talking about Tim Rainey. Made some good plays before. Gets upfield. Contains a quarterback. Quarterback's back. Oh. I just like the guts on the Cavaliers quarterback. He's back there getting hammered, staying in the pocket, or running around, but willing to keep the ball, and the score is 42-0. So here's we go. Here's what you do. People that are old, remember there's this iconic photo of the NASA moon missions way back in the Apollo years, and there's a kind of iconic photo of one of the astronauts, and he's in that big clear plastic bubble helmet. You still can see it to this day. All right, that's how you eliminate head and neck injuries in football. It comes to structure and support and padding. You get a one-piece helmet, shoulder pads, and here we go. Handoff inside. Cracks off tackle, but he forgot something. The football. It's on the ground. The Nighthawks are slightly enthusiastic, which suggests that they may have recovered the fumble. Waiting for the official designation. Official is waving to us. Yes, we are watching. Okay. Yeah, well, I think that's pretty clear. So the idea is what you have to do is you come up with a one-piece helmet shoulder pads. The helmet connects directly to the shoulder pads. Then you can eliminate all the question of hitting with your head. You eliminate all those penalties. Make it so players can't get knocked out or have their necks injuries or have broken necks because of the equipment that they have. Now you would still have to add a small helmet inside because your head could get knocked around inside that bubble. But that's the answer. The answer, one-piece helmet, shoulder pad connection, right? And that way, you know, and you get back to fun stuff too, where people just go screaming down the field, dive head first into each other and don't get hurt. Because you don't need the injuries. That's not what we really want. And there is that argument sometimes that, well, without using the terminology that people use, it's like, no, that's a wussy game now. Well, making football, hey, come on, are you crazy? Go out there and play it a little bit. There's nothing not tough about football if you eliminate the head and neck injuries. And that's what we need to do. That's the only way you're going to save this game. We got to eliminate the head and neck injuries. And one of the ways you can do is be draconian, and it's just simple. You can't hit a running back or a receiver or running back or receiver, someone with the ball. You can't hit him in the head. That's simple enough. But that is not something that's likely to happen. So let's build a one-piece helmet and shoulder uniform and eliminate the neck injuries, the head injuries, and then all of a sudden it becomes the great sport that it actually could be. Here we go, out of the shotgun. Nighthawks with the ball. Hands it inside, goes far to the corner. Looks like his good favorite receiver. Can't see the number there, but the way the ball was put up and the way the receiver went to it, I think that might be 86. Why it is. That's 18. There we go, number 18. Glad to call his number. Let's see that again. Andre Evans. Excuse me. Still a little under the weather. Let's see this again. Now watch this. Andre didn't do a real good job of using his body to shield the defender. Well, the ball was underthrown. Seeing that again. Because lots of times, if you want to use your body to keep the defender off of the ball. Let's see that one more time. In this case, look at how Andre takes the ball out of the defender's hand. So typically you want to slow down if you're the receiver. You want to shield the defender off of the ball when the ball's going over the top in front of you. Ball's underthrown here. Watch how he comes back and takes the ball out of the receiver's hand. I mean the defensive back's hand. That was great concentration. That's some good concentration, especially because of the guy coming across a Cavalier, coming across over the top, ready to possibly hit him, even though once you're in the end zone, you're not supposed to get hit like that. Well, that was good concentration, good toughness on the reception. 49-0 for the Cavaliers. All right, so let's make the game safe. All right, let's eliminate the head injuries. And getting back to the injuries aren't part of it. You don't need those injuries. What you want is the hard hitting, the collisions. Well, if you support the head and neck with a helmet, shoulder pads, then you get those collisions without the injuries. But that's in the future. It's going to take a little while. So there's a few rules that we could put into football right now to make a difference. Hey, you're looking to make waves on game day? Well, Northwest Athletics Apparel has everything that your youth or adult league team might need to do just that. With affordable uniforms, they got everything from team gloves, team hats, and shirts. And that's just to name a few of the things they have. I tell you what, you look at what they have, and you won't be able to say everything that they have. Your voice will go hoarse before you could read all of the amazing, great stuff they have. Now, before you take the field on game day, take a look at the kickoff. Here we go. 2 deep there, 40 yards between the up line and the deep guys. Ball high, taking it out, turning upfield, makes a cut, then cuts back outside, and he pitches it out, reverses field. Hey, we got some interesting crackback block, makes a move, turns it upfield. That put a little excitement there. You know, and I was almost going to be negative, but I don't really like to say negative things about players, but I saw that guy, number 17, he was just running to the sidelines, and I'm thinking, hey, you know, this part of the game might be a good idea to throw a block for the ball carrier, the receiver, or the kick returner. There you see. See the guy all the way to your left? He's not really throwing a block. Hey, play the guy. Oh, it was designed that way. Cuts back, turn it up, makes a couple of moves. Hey, gets what you can. Good. Add some excitement there. You know, before you take the field on game day, search Northwest Athletics Apparel. Now, you can do that on Facebook, and let them help you start your season off right. Northwest Athletic Apparel, proud sponsor of this week's game right here on C Game Live. All right, here we go. Let's go Cavaliers. Let's get something happening here. Takes a snap, hands off inside. No, it's a fake. Looking to the left. Guy's not open. Now he's throwing it back. Cuts into the inside. There you go. That's a good play right there. Oh, it breaks free. Turns it. Uh-oh. He went down awkward. That was kind of weird. Good. He's all right. Sometimes when you see a guy go down like that, they're going to want to get up and do a dance. I think that's why he went down like that. So anyway, what happened on that one? Guy, that was pretty good. The receiver was supposed to get the ball right away. But the defender was off him, so the quarterback didn't throw. Let's see that again. The receiver's supposed to get the ball right away. Okay, never mind. He's running. Good move. Cut back. All right, turn it upfield. That's why I thought he hurt his ankle. He went down, but I think he was just getting ready to cha-cha-cha. All right, here we go. First down, good run. Ball on the 41. Penalty. Good catch. So this is somewhat confusing. There on the far side, up on the top of the screen, the receiver there didn't even move. Number 17. Oh, that guy probably hurt his ankle. That's what I think it was. Yeah. So only one receiver went out on that pass pattern, and he caught the ball, made a big gain. They keep running the clock. We have a running clock with a mercy rule that at some point, apparently, when it gets 49-0, they just keep running the clock. First down, Cavaliers. Hey, here we go. We got something happening here. This is exciting. And they break the huddle, sprint to the line of scrimmage. Here we go. Set up. We got 3 wide receivers, 2 down here, man in the slot. Good flare out with the running back. God dang, they're on him right away. Steps in there, throws it. Interception. Got a flag on the return. Cut in, cut out. He's got a blocker in front of him. 1 man to beat. That's a big play there. Yeah, that was Ralph Williams back there. Picks the interception. Now, there was a flag or something over here. Now, of course, if it was against the Cavaliers, then it won't be, that the play will count. They're discussing it now, the officials. So one thing we can do right away, and I absolutely think they should do this in the youth leagues, in high school anyway. Here's the deal. I remember a few years ago, if I was a professional, I would have it all written down when it happened, but it was Stanford playing Oregon. And Stanford was on the way potentially to a national championship 4 or 5 years ago. Well, actually, boy, you're getting old when it was 10 years ago. Yeah, it was 4 or 5 years ago. Anyway, Stanford has a 2-touchdown lead against Oregon. They're driving, about to go up 21 points. The Stanford running back has the ball, and the Oregon defender just lays him out with a headshot. Pure headshot, right? Now, it wasn't intentional. It was accidental. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The Stanford running back dropped the ball, right? And he's potentially, this type of thing could be potentially catastrophic. He drops the ball. The Oregon defender picks the ball up, runs almost for a touchdown. Runs, I'm going to say arbitrarily 70 yards back. And then Oregon ends up scoring. They come back, beat Stanford. It's not one play that costs you a national championship, but Stanford was on the way to that, and it was a 21 or at least a 14-point turnaround. Plus that running back is gone. So the one thing is, and I don't want to be too ghoulish on this. So the problem is that they have the saying like dead men don't wear plaid. That's something that Steve Martin once said. Someone who has suffered a potentially catastrophic injury should not be capable of fumbling. If a ball carrier is hit in the head and could be severely injured, he should not be able to fumble the ball. So where I'm going there is, if a ball carrier is hit in the head and fumbles, the ball is dead where it hits the ground. It doesn't have to be a penalty. I'm not saying that. If it's not a penalty, they didn't call the penalty in this game where Stanford was playing Oregon and completely destroyed Stanford's national championship game or chances. We're out of the shotgun. Ball rolls between his feet. He picks it up, rolls. Receivers open. Number 9. As soon as he catches the ball, the defender's on him. Gives him an extra thrust down. That's a sumo term, the thrust down. It's a good play on there. Got the ball. Number 9 picks up a few yards. That's Coy C.J. Winrow. Called his name a few times. Good old CJ, one of our new favorite players. So the idea being, and the other problem too, is that when the ball's on the ground, there's a big scramble. And that can be dangerous. When all of these people are clawing and not punching, I am overstating that, but going after the ball, and you have a guy that with potentially a broken neck laying on the ground while people are rolling and turning over him. When the ball hits the ground, the ball's dead at that spot, right? That's it. So now you no longer gain an advantage by taking headshots at ball carriers. That's how you make the game safer. Oh, quarterback over, had a man off to the right, went out of bounds. And it's still running the clock, even though it's incomplete because of the mercy rule. So, rule number 1 from now on, if a ball carrier gets hit in the head and he fumbles, I'm not saying it's a penalty, it's the ball's dead where it hits the ground. And the official will also yell dead. And that means no one fumbles and fights for the ball. Number 1. 2, if a receiver gets hit in the head, it's an automatic completion at that point. Right? And even if the ball's not thrown to the receiver, if a receiver takes a shot to the head, change the rules so that if the ball, it's automatic completion right there. Now, if the receiver catches the ball and keeps running, give him the extra yards. So right now, right away, we can make the game safer, right? Don't let a catastrophically injured player fumble the ball. If you get hit in the head, drop the ball, it's a dead ball where it hit the ground. All right, quarterback's number 8's back. Up in the ground, whoa. Well, number 86 upset about something. Huh? What? No, I was right there. And now we are calling timeout. Did they stop the clock? All right, so that's how we make the game safer right away. Okay, and so what do we got here? I guess there was 4th down. See what we got in the bag right now. All right, they got 4th and about 5.5. 4.5. We'll say 5. There's a snap. Trips to the top there. Watch something. Ball's between his feet. Runs over, picks it up. Not much of a rush, though. He's going to run it. Cuts back inside. That's number 8, Mark Clark. Working hard to get back to the line of scrimmage. All right, and so the Washington Cavaliers are going to take over on downs. Now, another thing is years ago, I was a defensive coordinator at Mendocino High School. And I used to tell our guys every practice, I would tell our players, don't hit your opponents in the head. Don't hit with your head. Actually, I do it this way. Don't hit with your head. Don't hit your opponents in your head. And I found out that was a mistake because we were playing a team, and that team kept hitting us in the head. Now, it wasn't illegal. It was unintentional. It was a mistake. But I'm watching this game play out, and our guys are getting hit in the head every play. And the reason is because I keep telling our players, don't hit your opponents in the head. I realized that was a mistake. I realized that I was actually, by caring about the welfare of our opponents, I was actually putting our players at a disadvantage. So we're playing one team, and they keep hitting us in the head, and I keep yelling at the official. The thing is, I'm not saying it's a penalty, right? But every time I'm yelling at the official, they're hitting us in the head. They're hitting us in the head. The official turned around and gave me a sideline warning. In the 30 years I coached, off and on, didn't coach 30 years in a row, I never got a sideline warning. I never, because I don't do that. I don't really believe in that kind of approach. First time I ever got a sideline warning was when I kept pointing out to the official that their guys were hitting my guys in the head every play, not illegally. It was inadvertent, but our guys weren't hitting them. And actually, at that point, I had to quit telling players I coached, certainly in the high school level, don't hit your opponents in the head because that puts you at a disadvantage. So I got the answer for that after this play. The officials, they must have known what I was saying. So here's the thing, is that I used to always say, don't hit your opponents in the head, don't hit with your head, don't hit your opponents in the head. Here's what officials should do, certainly in the youth leagues. Anytime they see any contact with head, even though it's not a penalty, it's inadvertent, they should say, don't hit with your head, don't hit your opponent in the head. All high school officials should be trained to say this. Anytime they see any contact with head, not calling it a penalty, don't hit with your head, don't hit your opponent in the head. because that's the thing. This official, and it didn't carry any yards with it. It was just a sideline warning. You get one for free, but still, it's the only warning I've ever gotten in the years I was coaching. It would have been so much better for the players. It would have been so much safer for the players if the official had instead said, "Hey, opposing team, don't hit with your head." Right? You don't throw the flag, but just don't hit with your head. So here we go, out of the shotgun, doubles to the top. He's got no time. That was a nice play on number 39, coming in off the edge. That's Jose Maganda. We called his name earlier on. Something's going on. Oh, they called timeout. Okay, so it's timeout for the Cavaliers. First down in, well, this shows they're competitive, right? They want to save as much time as they can. Minute 15 to go in the fourth quarter. All right, so here's the other thing, Youth League. I tell you what, you get an official out there, and I think in the Youth League, I think you should just do that every single play. Just like a monitor. Don't hit with your head, don't hit your opponent in the head. Doesn't matter. Every time, absolutely, through high school. Anytime you see any contact with the head, say, don't hit with your head, don't hit your opponents in the head, even if you're not going to call the penalty. I think you should maybe even assign an official in the youth leagues that is just a monitor. Hey, you know what? We are so technologically, we're to the point of we should have officials should have a little button on their uniform. It's called the zebra button. So they don't even have to say it. Just after every play they go, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's like Stephen Hawking has come back. His wisdom has circled the universe and come back, and it said, don't hit with your head, don't hit your opponent in the head. Every play. Here we go. Shotgun, sets back. Going to run with it, heading towards the sidelines. Third down on about the 22-yard line. Clock is still running. And the other thing, too, is that if the officials keep saying that, then they're probably more likely to throw the flag. So that's how we make the game safer, get involved. And the other thing, too, is that let's be real clear on what the coaches are doing. Because I've seen years after you're not supposed to teach hitting with the head, shotgun snap, looking to the left. Oh! Broke on the ball, and he only had wide open green spaces in front of him. That's number 35, Artenise Kelly. Artenise Kelly makes a good sportsmanship on that one and goes ahead and lets the Cavaliers play one more down. So let's make the game safer. In the long haul, let's build a one-piece helmet and shoulder pad set to eliminate neck injuries. Shotgun. Got a man over to the right. There he is down the middle. Intercepted. As the game goes down. All right. That was a big win by the Nighthawks. Look good. He's running. They're running. They're going. Yeah. See, they're all pointing. The Nighthawks are pointing, saying, hey, look, he's still going. He's going to score. The only thing is there's a bunch of Nighthawk players on the field. So even if he scores, it would be come back because that would be unsportsmanlike conduct, illegal participation. So anyway, that's the end. Let's recap the game. 49-0 for the Cavaliers. Not the Cavaliers, for the Nighthawks. And Cavaliers came out, played a good game for a while. Look at the numbers. They just don't have the numbers. They got the people willing to play. They had some interesting offensive calls. They looked like the offensive coaches, that's where I'm trying to go here. The offensive coaches really had some good ideas. The numbers, man. It's tough to win when you don't have enough people to shuffle in and out, especially like we had these big defensive linemen, and they were able to get rested and put the pressure on the quarterback. So it was an interesting game. It was good for, at least for the first half, some interesting football. We're really looking forward. I can't wait till next week when we're going to see the Northwest Hurricanes taking on the Raiders. The Raiders played against the Kings in the playoffs last year and then joined our league. So this is fantastic. Really looking forward to that. And the viewer, I got to say something too. Am I supposed to read this? Yep. Yeah, okay. I think it's important to realize, and Chip wanted me to make sure and point this out, that the views I express on this game are in no way those of C-Game Live, and they are simply for the information and entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect the opinions, views of the league, teams, or sponsors. Northwest Athletic Apparel, fantastic place. They may not agree with what I'm saying here, and I don't want to suggest that they do, but I will tell you one thing. If you have their stuff, you're looking good. Man, and you know what? The better you look, the more likely you are to play well. I think that goes in many parts of the game. So anyway, great game. For a while, interesting game. Enjoyed it. Got some chance to try to make the game safer. So in recap, running back gets hit in the head, fumbles the ball, dead right there. Don't need to throw a flag, but ball's dead. Let's eliminate the headshots that turn around for the other team. Receiver gets hit in the head, automatic completion, just end it right there. Right? Officials, we got to start doing it. You see a player hits another player in the head, just say it. Don't hit with your head. Don't hit your opponent in the head. Say it over and over. Youth league, every play during a youth league game, an official should say, don't hit with your head. Don't hit your opponent in the head. Hey, there we go. Ray, get back in here, man. I look it over here. Chip is just nodding. Yeah, here we go. All right, so this is another enjoyable afternoon spent with you guys. Cgame.live. Hey, by the way, you can rewatch this game all you want. You can see all of last year's game with the Kings and all the playoffs and everything. This is Randall speaking for Ray. Not really. I don't even sound like him. But Ray, we miss you. Chip, thank you so much for this opportunity. What a great genius over here. Ugly thumb, but a genius guy. There we go. Hey, so this is Randall for Chip, Cgame.live. Ray, we miss you, and we're out.
Thank you for watching another edition of the Game of the Week right here on Cgame.live. Join us again for more play-by-play as Cgame.live brings you all the football action in our next Game of the Week, right here on Cgame.live.